going to bring the Dunbarton Board of Selectmen meeting to order for Thursday, June 25th. I have 3 selectmen present, I have the town administrator present, I have Mr. Leo Martell recording for the citizens of Dunbarton. I also have the chair of the planning board here. Welcome. I have a former selectman here. Dave.
How soon they forget?
You hear what he said?
What an impact you made, Dave.
I have the library director here. And I have former town moderator here, Fred. Okay.
And this is a trustee of the library.
And trustee, and we have a lot of town officials here tonight, thank you.
We don't know what we're doing, but we're here.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we have some minutes from the, from.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular minutes of June 11, 2026 as amended.
I'll second that motion.
I saw the changes and they were all good. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve the non-public minutes of June 11, 2026 as amended.
I'll second that motion.
And, for discussion, they do not have to be sealed.
They do not have, correct. All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. Yeah, I was not present at the non-public, so maybe I should abstain.
That is correct, your name is up there.
It's not my, yeah, they're not even on there.
Kudos to
So I will-
kudos to the person who made the minutes, thank you. I have public comment, if you're not on the agenda and you have something for public comment, I'll take it now. I think everyone is on the agenda, is that Fred, you're not on the agenda? No. Okay. All right, then let's go right into business tonight. We have the library trustees and the library director, we have a draft MOU between the trustees and the town. And I understand there's a few small changes, but overall there's been, not too many changes.
For 3 years, you know, it's worked out very, very well.
Wait a second, it's not a draft, that was the final agreement, the MOU. It wasn't just a draft.
Okay,
And Mary has been called a few times for the second floor, which,
oh, this one is not a draft, you're saying?
yeah.
That's what I was,
The original we settled an MOU April of 25?
23.
23.
Yep.
And,
The-
you know, the agreement was somebody from the town would cover for the second floor.
okay,
And it said the selectmen would provide this person. We just wanna know who.
Mary,
Can I just speak? I stamped this draft because there's typically a signature page
yes,
for both parties to sign, and where they're reviewing it, all I did was compare it to the existing one, and it's almost 99% the same. There's just a few little changes, consolidating items, that type of thing. So if the selectmen's okay with this tonight, and after your discussion, then we would add the signature lines and then have both boards, sign it, and then it would become the final.
Okay.
So I just view this as this is a letter. This is a letter from the trustees to the town. That's all this is. This is not a revised MOU. It's recommending a revised MOU. Am I interpreting that correctly?
Yeah, I mean, as it stands right now, we have the old MOU in place.
Correct, that's this first
This
page.
first one.
Yeah.
And we're here more to find out who's gonna cover the second floor.
when you say
Was that in the original MOU?
It's, yeah. Responsibilities for,
We're not disputing that something needs to occur there,
yeah.
but we see this as that wasn't in the original MOU, but it is in the new request.
Are you sure? I thought it was in the old one.
Well, we have the old one, we did a comparison to
Okay.
this one, and that was considered,
All right.
point 13 is a new item to us.
Either way, it needs coverage because,
when you say coverage, talk to me about that.
all right.
I'm the,
Mary can explain all the calls.
Okay.
I am the only person on emergency call lists, fire, pro technologies, fire alarm monitoring, and kind of communications alarms. And so when I'm in the building, that's no problem. I'm there, I'm doing that. But when I leave the building, I get called. I had a lot of calls this spring with the certain issues that were happening up there. They have since been resolved.
Was this the
Haven't
Pro
had-
Technologies, fix that we had to
I
do?
think it was the telephone line that we had.
Telephone, fire suppression, and then
And
that
there's a
put
bunch of wires
the
up there.
monitor into wonky
Yeah,
status.
Yeah,
The other thing is I've had plenty of phone calls and text messages from people who don't have my number. If I could possibly go over to the town hall, I've forgotten to pick up the key, I reserved the room, could you let me in?
That's poor planning on the person who reserves
Right.
the room.
They probably look at, the people that use the second floor probably look at it as the library, and they figure that you're the person to reach.
I view you as a tenant,
Yes,
not necessarily responsible for providing access for
Yes.
people after hours during other activities,
Yes.
especially when you're closed and not there.
I agree.
with
or
that.
on vacation,
Or on vacation, yeah. But we all agree with that,
yeah.
absolutely.
I don't know the answer to that, cause I know that people have called me in the past, and I made the special trip to drive here to unlock it. Or if they're not able to get here by 4 o'clock on Friday, and it's that evening, I'll drive over there before I leave to unlock it, and they know the system to lock it up without a key. It's gonna be,
as far as alarms go after hours, do you have any sense for now that those repairs were made, both to the suppression system and also the telephone system?
Yeah.
Do you happen to have any sense for how often those might occur after hours?
Power outages.
Trip something?
The couple Saturdays ago, the power was out, so I had, the Pro Technologies calling me to say the alarm was, in trouble.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
those things were fixed, but the power outages will trip and trigger the monitor.
yeah. Might I suggest that we take this under advisement and try and consider how we could accomplish having a point of contact list for the town hall?
I thought we had taken you off that list.
Because I
I'm number
do think
one.
there should be other people
I'm number one.
on the
That's what
contact
we
list.
need it for, figuring
Yeah,
it makes sense to.
so allow us the opportunity to figure out a resource
Yeah.
solution for that.
We have there's some ideas being bandied around right now to take you off, and then consider, like, we have other people who could be on there.
Yeah,
But at the same time, if there was an emergency that involved like a water leak into your library area, I'm
Yes.
sure you'd like to get a
Oh.
call.
Yes, yes.
And the thing is, you gotta be flexible enough to be still on a call roster, not the principal one maybe for the building.
I'm flexible, yes, and I know the building probably better than
Right.
most people.
But that would be almost a true urgent situation. But I
Yes.
think we can probably banter and come up with an alternative solution, so you're not called every time there's a power outage.
Right.
Yeah.
Every time someone wants to come in. To me, you should not be coming in. If someone forgot their key, I'm saying, no, come on now.
Yeah.
There's a little responsibility when you take
Yeah.
responsibility for a building, you've got to get the key, you shouldn't be called in for that.
Yeah, I agree with Mike and Dana that, there should be some kind of on-call list that shares the load a lot more than it is now.
Am I on that list?
So, and we need
No.
to take that and look
Yeah.
at that.
This is this is the town hall building list from Pro Technologies. I'm number one and the only one.
Let's work, why don't we come up with a proposal?
Yeah,
And, but I wanna keep you on the list, but not necessarily,
yeah,
okay? So, gentlemen, are we all
Is
set?
that reasonable?
that sounds good.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Give us the opportunity to figure this out.
Any other changes on this, the MOU that we need to be concerned with?
I don't think so. I think the last few years, we've been open, remember, open to business for 3 years. I think this has worked very, very well. When I'm over there, if anything should happen, I call Lee.
Everything's in the right category in terms of what the library.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Good.
Any problems with snow removal during the past winters? Snow removal,
This past winter,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
no. I haven't had any problems with snow removal.
It's our first year we had, Greg Miller
understood,
doing it,
just
so
doing
I think it's
an
working
end
well.
run on
We
that.
just have to
And-
change.
No snow falling, you know how it falls off?
Yes.
Slides off. No snow has fallen on our heads.
Again, that's seasonal though, that could
That's
change.
good timing.
But the build-out really did help with that, Dave.
Okay, gentlemen,
Okay.
we have an action item for us,
Yeah,
okay? This, I think an on-call roster,
Yeah.
for emergencies and urgent situations. I think we need to be on there, but necessary,
Yes.
the first one.
I will take my turn, yes.
okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Yes.
So, Lean, you can prepare prepare this for signature when we're ready for it.
Yeah, absolutely, if you want a more recent review, because you did consolidate a few lines.
I think so.
Well,
I don't
we
remember
might-
which ones, but I
It
just
was
wanna.
7 and 8.
5, 7, and 8.
Took out number 11
Yeah,
is now
the
number 9.
Yeah.
MOU itself might not need any
That's
adjustment.
what I'm
We
saying.
just have
Sure.
to
Come up with
figure
a-
out who
a-
number 13.
Yes.
Well,
But
I'm
it
thinking
is
we
good
might
that-
wanna revise number 13 to say create an on-call roster rather than
Yeah,
appoint
okay.
person,
Oh,
meaning
No,
that
create and maintain,
it's more than sharing the
There you go.
load.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a
on
good
the town
sugge-
side.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
Create and maintain the town roster.
Okay.
Because it will change over time. 3 years goes by too quickly, but we will have changes in 3 years.
Especially if you start letting more people use the upstairs,
Yeah,
you're gonna run into a problem here and there.
True.
Okay,
I was
great.
not aware
Mary,
that
thank
they
you.
were calling me first. I was not aware that they were calling me for a key.
If they didn't have my number, I'd have somebody text me, but no. It's okay.
But there is a Knox box right outside the building, and both PD and fire
Yes.
have access to it.
Yes.
And they could have easily, unlocked that door, just to.
Just take for action, figure out a game plan. I agree, she should be being called all the time, all
Yeah,
times of the day and night.
Next.
Okay, Dunbarton Garden Club, come on up.
First off, I'm really glad that I have remembered the library keys so far every time. I feel really proud that that wasn't left to
I'm
direct
not
me.
Because whoever forgets the key is gonna end up on the list.
Oh, that's a good one.
They have to serve 6 months on the list.
Oh, that's a really
That's
good one.
pretty reasonable. The keypad, upstairs in there, you have the number keypad, just gonna throw that out there, that works pretty well for that spot, the small key. Anyway, Karen Carbonell, 251 Mansion Road, representing Dunbarton Garden Club.
Donna Vaughn, 80 Stark Lane. Also.
We're a
First of
little.
all, before you start, I just wanna say thank you for what your garden club does for the town of Dunbarton.
Oh, great, thank
Okay,
you.
So I wanna start off on a good note.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, this
thank
is
you.
hopefully should all be on good notes, so thank you for that. I am a little embarrassed to say that both of us had to Google what MOU was, and I think that's really what we're kind of here for, essentially, is to better understand your expectations of the club and for us to better understand what your expectations are, essentially. So Dawn and I both joined the club about 5 years ago, and with both career and the club, I've noticed the presence of tribal knowledge. Nothing is really written down, we're just doing what others have told us to do or not to do, etc. So with that, I found myself now leading as the club president, 3 meetings so far this year, where within those meetings, I'm hearing conflicting information from club members, prior leadership of the club, on what we're responsible for versus not. So here I am saying, let's nail this down so that we're all on the same page, and I can convey that to the club as well.
First of all, I view you as volunteers.
Great.
I don't view you as responsible for anything.
Okay,
And we are grateful for what you provide for the town.
Great.
As a
Thank
resident and make the town Dunbarton a beautiful place
Great.
to live. And so, thing is, I saw your email. and
Sure.
There's a whole list of things that we can go through that.
Great.
And we can make some delineations of what you wanna do, what you don't wanna do.
Perfect.
And we can be supportive.
okay,
In the past, for example, I know we've provided supplies and
Right.
materials
Yeah.
when needed.
Yeah.
We're always grateful and willing to do that to help you because the end product it looks great.
great, sure.
So, I'll let you take it from here.
Great, sounds good. That said, we are a good group of volunteers. There are 51 members in the garden club right now. 13 of those are new this year, which is great. I do wanna mention here also that we reached out to a couple garden clubs around our community to understand how they conduct themselves, because we, have limited garden club experience, we wanted to understand what those other clubs were doing as well. So you might hear me speak about that a little bit as we go. So I think first, we would really like to understand, and I'm bringing this up primarily because of that Page's Corner sign, that town sign. I'd like, and I didn't know until our last meeting, that the club had planted daffodils in a field of poison ivy.
Knowingly, yes.
Well,
I found the pictures of
there
people
was
wearing
no poison ivy in
head
the
to
beginning.
toe white suits, like the Tyvek suits.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
wearing fully white suits, so very knowingly planting the daffodils in poison ivy.
I think that poison ivy came later, or did you have a picture?
Oh no,
No.
many pictures, yeah.
People planting
Of people
daffodils and
planting
poison
in the
ivy.
suit to protect themselves from the poison ivy.
That's unbelievable.
So that was new, like these things were news to us, and then Dana, in our conversation, in terms of cleaning off the sign of Bittersweet, previously I think that's been kind of brush hogged or mowed, but we weren't really sure who did that. And then it was brought up at our meeting that we don't really have permission to be on that property, and I said, well, a selectman did give me permission, I didn't just go, I wouldn't just, traipse in there to do that. But there was concern that we needed permission from New Hampshire DOT, so.
Right, because they have the right of way.
Right, so all of,
But also with that, they may have the responsibility for maintaining that.
Okay.
So we have,
sure, so this is exactly why I'm here, Mike, I don't know, and I'm trying not to step on any toes, I don't feel that I'm stepping on yours, I don't wanna be on someone's property that we're not supposed to be on, that kind of thing. So we're looking for guidance there, as one item. Those shared, not town-owned spaces, different than this feels very clear to me. How should we handle those areas where maybe the club has planted daffodils, for example, before, that are now out of control? What process?
I've already asked the town administrator to do,
Okay,
she's gonna contact DOT
okay,
and find out what they can and can't do for us there.
great,
And whether it be, I don't wanna say Roundup, there are other
Understood.
alternatives to
Sure.
Roundup these days.
Yeah.
But something to eliminate the poison ivy,
great,
and that would be a start.
okay,
And then she can also ask, can our garden club beautify it
great,
with daffodils or whatever we wanna put out there?
sure,
But
okay,
it generally needs a cleanup around, to get rid of the pesky vegetation.
exactly, okay.
And so we just wanna delineate of if the state will either allow us to do it, or they'll do it.
Great, thank you.
Agreed?
On the west side of Page's Corner, is there a sign that actually says daffodil area, do not mow?
Yeah.
Is that where
But
there's
it's
one?
really buried, so you'll only
Okay.
see it like at certain times of the year.
Who puts those up, do we know?
Were those put when they were?
You
put
do,
into everything?
Lee?
Yeah, I do that. No, I know who does, yes. Donna Dunn
Okay.
puts them up to keep people from cutting them too early, the daffodils
Okay.
too early.
Okay.
But another note here, you're talking about Page's Corner and the DOT. I believe you also have to talk with the landowner.
Right.
Okay, all right, I didn't know, they were talking about this, so I thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because the DOT does have the right of way there, but the landowner still owns that land till it's taken.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're trespassing on somebody's property when you're
Correct.
Yeah.
there maintaining.
Yes.
So after I had already done that trespassing, all of this came up, right? So this is why we're here, just to make sure that we're not,
I don't think
You didn't have anyone complain to you or?
No,
say, "What are you doing?"
not at all, nope, not at all.
Why,
But
why are you
our
putting the
club members, a couple of them were,
Somebody commented, if you were to come in my yard and cut stuff, I would be very mad. Even though it's invasive. So.
Yeah,
It just
well,
raised more concern for us about
So-
like, okay, we need to be incredibly careful about what we're doing.
Yeah, I agree with the steps that need to be taken, but there's also, implied right in right-of-ways. You don't give the town permission to come in with that lawnmower in your right-of-way on your property. And if that's a right-of-way, it's the same type of thing,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
It
I don't think you need
Because-
explicit permission each time you come in and do
Right.
something like mowing or pulling
Sure,
bittersweet or something.
Okay.
Someone might say, what are you doing and why are you here in my, I mean, you can come down to my mailbox if you want to, rip bittersweet out, but.
Yeah,
But I
it clearly
think-
states that in the right of way, the town has the right to
Okay.
maintain it
Yeah.
for safety.
Thank you, okay,
Right.
okay.
So-
But at the same time, we wanna see what state responsibilities are out there too.
Understood.
I agree,
Completely.
yeah.
And the ones that work in that right of way, if there is a complaint from a certain individual that planted a bazillion bulbs,
Yeah.
and our mowing person comes by and cuts them down, because they're right up against the asphalt.
Sure.
If he's told once, he will recall that for the future, but technically he has the right to take his mower and cut along.
Right.
Makes sense.
So
Okay.
we'll put that a work in progress.
Thank you, great, I'm glad that there wasn't a clear answer, because it seems like there wasn't clarity within our club either, so,
Okay.
Can I
Thanks.
just
Go
also
ahead.
point, we get complaints, we didn't get any complaints,
great.
so even from the homeowner, that always goes properly.
Great. I was conservative, I went in there just to deal with that sign, right? I don't wanna be traipsing around in that poison ivy anyway, to be honest, but there's a lot of opportunity to make improvement there, and I simply kept it just to getting that off the sign, so.
Good.
I'm not surprised that that wasn't super upsetting to anyone, so glad to hear that.
We even have bids tonight for new signs.
Oh, great, and Dana had kind of alluded to that, so excellent. Alright, so otherwise, let's maybe talk about this space here, which feels like a cleaner line to me in terms of this is town-owned property. And we would like to understand your comfort and expectation of us as volunteers taking care of those gardens and what's comfortable and not comfortable. So that includes, I just wanna be very clear about what we're talking about. All of the gardens up against the library, the bandstand, around the Caleb Stark statue. That also includes these shrubs and things around this building specifically.
Just-
Yep, the front, the big lilac out here with many trees growing in it, that huge forsythia at the end, so all of this type of area. And then that triangle,
The triangle,
yep,
infamous triangle.
that to me defines the spaces that we're, I do wanna mention the War Memorial Gardens in front of the library as well, so all of
Yeah.
that included in what we're talking about here. Does that summarize all of the gardens? Okay.
I think
Great, okay, so with those, I would like to understand what we feel we're responsible for versus you all. To me, landscape design should fall to the garden club, as well as planting said design ideas, paying for those plants as part of our town beautification budget. That might also be asking our club members to dig up some of their plants and bring them, right? We're gonna take as many free type plants as we can. Mulching, which I know the town has paid for in the past, but we're happy to help spread it and manage it,
We're happy to continue to do that process.
great. Edging, and then maintenance through the season, so deadheading, purchasing and planting, seasonal annuals, watering and weeding. Those are the things that we feel we should be responsible for as a garden club. Thoughts and feedback?
Can I ask what you've been doing over the last couple of years with regards to any of this?
That's
Not
exactly why we're here. I mean, and that's why we're walking around here, Dana,
Okay.
saying, and Mike is so kind to say, it looks beautiful, and Donna and
Where
I.
today, we were like, this place is
No,
trash.
but, okay, just the one eyesore that we've had for years, this is the triangle out here.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
And there's actually, that's the best it's ever looked in,
getting
I
better.
mean,
It's getting better.
20 years.
This beautiful lilac
Yeah, right.
with maples growing in it.
Well,
You
that's-
guys have never touched anything in front of our building?
Yeah.
It's always been in the common,
Yes.
Caleb's,
Yeah.
and it kind of spread into this
Yeah.
triangle here, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that we didn't know what was, again, this is why we're here. I didn't know that we were responsible for these
Oh,
things.
no, you
to
haven't
begin
been.
with.
And-
Yeah, oh, maybe you
but-
haven't
Well,
been.
it would be
but
nice to
no,
be.
they never
Now that
touched
you
it.
come in, you are.
Yeah,
Right.
Where
look at it.
We're the type of people who can't walk into town hall though and be like, well, hold on, this needs to be addressed for sure. I'm coming here tomorrow with a chainsaw if you say that it's okay. I'm gonna fix this.
It's really poor shape.
Thing
I
is,
think somebody just early spring went in there and cut a big 8-foot maple that probably could have been transplanted to the dead one over there,
Oh,
but,
yes.
it's really out of control, there's no form,
Yes.
there's no.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
very pretty.
I would say consensus, I have no issues with the areas they've discussed.
Yeah, I think what's been proposed is very reasonable.
Okay.
I mean, the town has to do the mowing of the lawn and everything.
That's on my list
Next
too, Chuck, to better
Fertilization.
understand that, right?
Yeah.
Help me understand, just, I guess I assume that your landscapers take care of the lawn, period. Is that,
Fertilizing,
Yes.
lawn, and
Okay.
fall
Cut.
cleanup.
Winter
Weed
and,
whacking, right?
and fall and spring cleanup.
right, okay,
Of the
great,
lawn,
that was on
cutting the
my,
grass.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you, I just wanted to confirm that that's what they're doing there. Okay, let's keep it rolling then, sorry I wrote you a whole,
No, it was quite well, I
this is
enjoyed
what
it.
over communication, Mike, I'm sorry, it's ridiculous.
It was a good read
It was-
ahead.
That's great reading.
Read ahead before the meeting. so
Yeah,
we knew
great.
what
Should have
to
said it 3
expect.
days ago, but here we are. Okay, so we have a budget for this and we'll continue to allot that budget. I will say, Dana, or somebody just asked, I think it was Dana, like, what have we done over the past 5 years? And Donna and I said earlier today, we've not come down here and done much work, we can tell you that, and
So
that's.
meetings have been just like tea and biscuits?
It's like,
Well,
I don't know.
They're not
business
physical labor meetings, they're
But
educational.
you gotta
or
realize, in the
speaker
past several
kind of
years,
thing.
this building's undergone construction, and you couldn't really be planting in front of the buildings and stuff.
True.
Sure.
Yep.
And so the thing is, I have no issue that the fact that it was put in the back burner.
Yeah, and now we also, I will say, have, let's say I mentioned the 50 members, 20 of them are spending volunteer hours, and we want to shift that a bit, right? We need a higher percentage of these members to be down here with us actually gardening. And I think many of them are brand new gardeners and are nervous when they come down even for spring and fall cleanup. So we're gonna develop a program to
you're gonna
partner them with mentors, basically.
And assign them certain
You
responsibilities.
got it, yeah.
I
So
can
that's
see
what we
that.
were doing tonight, was walking around and identifying 8 different spaces and saying, Donna's the lead on the front of the library south side garden. Here's her 3 helpers, she's gonna manage that area. I will, change all these bushes or whatever needs to happen over here. So we're gonna start more actively managing these gardens in a more aggressive way. But I'm gonna ask for your grace with timing on that, because we have come into this club and really shaken things up in 3 months, so I'm trying to be mindful of that as well. So,
You don't want an exodus of members.
Right.
exactly.
All our new
Exactly.
members will leave. I do wanna also just point out that for the first time in the last 5 years, we actually have a specific line item for town beautification, which has never been there in the past since we've been here. So there's $2,000 allotted for just purchasing stuff to support that. This year it might be a lot of fertilizer, I would say, but we do at least now actually have some money set aside for investing, I would say, in the beautification.
And as I said before, we can,
Where's that money, it's like allocated in whose budget? Is it-
There's.
Within the
Garden
garden club
club.
budget.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not.
So
in the
part of our
town's.
fundraising through the mom sale, et cetera, is
Okay,
going towards
okay.
our town beautification.
and I said, we can continue to, if the board agrees, we can continue to fund with the small things of mulch and
Great,
and have it delivered and whatever.
Great,
You
perfect.
just gotta coordinate that.
Yeah, which Lean and helped to meet with in April. So that, I would like to pull back on the next topic that I had mentioned, which was asking the town for a small fund every year. So we do mulch every other year at this point, which is about $500, we'll say, to keep it even. I'd like to spend some time cleaning this up and understanding what's here, and then come to you and say, hey, do you wanna give us a, $250 or $500 annual budget for, something specific, annuals in an area, that kind of thing. So I don't feel that I need that right now, because I got some work to clean up out there, but I'm planting that seed with you, that might be something that we come to you in the future. And many of our local garden clubs that we talk to do that, where they'll say, we'll come in and say, hey, we wanna really focus on the area under that crabapple tree and put in some patriotic colored flowers, are you willing to give us $200 to do that?
I'd say, make a proposal.
Perfect.
Sure.
Can I just speak on that? So,
Please.
over the last 10-15 years, we've had, the, Gorm Pond Association and the members that live around the pond be advocates for milfoil treatment.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of that required the town to apply for grants, and then they contributed their labor at the boat launch and the inspections on the pond, and with that, there's a $300, annual contribution from the town out of the building maintenance that they would come before the board for several years asking us to support $300 for the Lake Coast.
Right.
It's not directly in line with the milfoil treatment, because milfoil treatment's covered completely by the grant. But it allowed them to hire a younger person to stay at the boat launch and be paid an hourly wage through this, for additional contribution of monies from Lake Coast, and it's worked out well for the last few years. It would be similar to what they're asking.
It's doable,
Great, thank you.
but again, I'm only one, I have two
Sure,
other gentlemen.
yep, and we aren't ready to formally ask her anything, I just wanna mention it, so thank you. Okay, otherwise, I would like your permission to remove things that that are dead, dying, diseased. The boxwood in front of the library is a perfect example, that's been sitting out there.
I
for
don't think,
months.
if it's dead, I don't think you need
Yeah.
permission.
Great, but let's talk about where the line is on that, a
Well,
memorial.
there's a tree, if there's dead trees, like huge trees, not your purview.
Exactly, but I will say, there is a dead maple, to Lean's point, over here, on
Yeah.
that road, that corner over there,
This one's struggling, but
you notice
Yeah,
that
I
too.
saw that.
And then we have a memorial tree out in front of the library that is very much, shrub more so, struggling,
Okay.
which we can cut back, but I don't wanna pull something like that out without discussing that with you.
Agreed, I think that's
Okay,
no problem.
so just use
Discussion.
best judgment in terms of,
Disease plants, dead plants.
exactly, great.
Right,
The memorial tree, before you cut anything, request the permission of the owner, because you're gonna get in all kinds of hot water.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Because
that was Allison's.
it's very special to her.
Sure,
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
Do you,
Maybe
the
bring-
person,
it's Allison Values.
Allison?
And so I think if you invited her to the common to take a look at it and show her this is what's happening here,
Okay.
of course, she'll put some blame on prior members years ago,
for not
pruning it
maintaining.
when they weren't supposed to.
oh, pruning it?
I don't know what they did, that's
Okay,
what she said.
But the thing is, if it needs replacement, I mean, that's something you could discuss with the owner, as Fred said.
okay,
Who pays for that originally?
That was a donor
That was her
donation.
donation to the town.
Got it.
Memorial
That was
tree.
in memory of her husband.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Thank you for the context and thanks for saying that, Fred. Okay, memorial trees are kind of their own animal here, those are not something that we're gonna touch without discussing those things with you, which is part of why we're
Very
here. But
prudent.
otherwise, we will continue and carry on. Larger trees as well, I'm gonna say to you, hey, this is outside my scope.
Absolutely.
I
Okay.
do have a comment, there's a plant around the Vietnam War Memorial that
Okay.
seems to be growing in front of it and all
Yes.
around it, so I'm not sure if that's a valued plant or it looks like it needs some pruning
Sure
for
does.
the memorial to
I
be
know
more
exactly what you're
visible.
talking about.
Yeah.
I think I did that a year ago and that guy
Oh.
just bounces right back, so
Okay.
that's a good healthy shrub that we'll take back so that it
Okay.
doesn't block that, thank you for that, agreed. Let's talk about tree lighting in the town center for a second at Christmas time. This is a little outside of my understanding, do you all do that, do we do that?
Garden Club did it for a long time, is my understanding right now, Garden Club was doing it, like providing the man hours and maybe the lights as well, and then it has kind of shifted over the last 2 or 3 years to the rec committee managing,
Yeah.
is that correct?
I wasn't aware that Garden Club did any of that, like tree lighting.
Like Tom and Karen were
Oh,
up
that-
there stringing
okay.
lights all the time.
Yeah.
It just sort of happened in the last, say, 10 years.
Yeah, it hasn't, we haven't been doing it long,
You
and
know.
Yeah.
you're right. I don't look at them as Garden Club members, but
The only, one of the things we were concerned about is, everything went LED several years back,
Yeah,
saves electricity.
yeah,
And the other thing we
looks
were.
terrible,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's okay, but the thing is, and the other thing we were concerned about is, at one time, we had a small group of people wanted to have it go to late spring. And we said, a holiday season is probably like mid-December to about mid-January, we hold it about a month.
Yeah.
And that was our only concern at the the past.
Okay, yeah.
And the concern was also the safety. The thing is, when you have any type of organized activity out there and you have wires out there,
Sure.
they have to be marked well,
Yeah.
well marked and stuff like that.
Even just hanging the lights too, our concern was just also, I was understanding this as a garden club thing because they were always talking about it at garden club and recruiting volunteers the first few years that we remember, saying at meetings, like, if you can help us string lights. And then seeing the demographic of members that were out there stringing the lights was enough to
Give you a heart
give
attack?
you concern, yes.
Yeah.
So we're certainly in
And I
favor
think
of.
that's why, partly why the PTO took over, because
Yes.
then they had the funding to hire
Yeah.
a company
Yeah.
to do that.
Yes.
And that's what we've done for the last was it 3 years they've done that?
Yeah, at least two.
Okay, okay.
Are we
Do
okay?
you like LEDs?
The blue ones?
Well, okay.
They look fake, Mike,
Say again?
they look fake.
Thanks,
Big
Dave.
Yeah, you got a partner back there.
Alright.
I'm a favor of the old fashioned lights too.
Yellow is the
Pay the
only
extra.
solution.
But you know what the problem is in old fashioned lights? One goes out, then you gotta go find the one that went out. It's like 10 hours to find the one light.
Dana's gonna find us the power.
Okay,
Alright,
Continue.
then
Can I-
I'm oh, please,
Can I
Lynn, go
just
ahead.
ask?
Yep.
Are you bringing that subject up because you're interested in taking it back?
No,
Oh, okay.
no,
Questioning.
I don't want that.
but the thing is, if you wanted to volunteer with the,
Sure, we
PTA.
talk with Christine
Yeah,
regularly,
I would say,
so,
if she needed some manpower, she
yes,
could
then,
ask.
and we talk about that for Halloween too, right? Same
Right.
thing.
It's a joint
So
thing.
we're talking with her regularly, so
Great.
I think we're all good there.
Good.
Yeah, thank you, Lee, but absolutely not. The only other thing I wanna mention here is things that we want to bring by, discuss with you before we do them for your agreement. Memorial trees we talked about. If we decide, wow, we'd love to add a new garden space, I'm gonna come chat with you about that before I do it. We got a lot to clean up before we add anything.
Yeah, that's not this year.
Any changes or feedback related to signs or benches, that kind of thing, we'll discuss that with you first. And then if we're doing like a major overhaul of a space, which will happen like with the bandstand as we have that new irrigation in there, we'll bring that to you to talk about in more detail so that you understand it also. That's it?
Thank you, what you do with
And
that.
I would probably just say, I think we would trust your judgment on, individual areas. If you say, we wanna pull hostas out and
Sure.
put something else in,
What kind of big one?
in terms of changing plants in a certain area,
Not at all.
I don't see a need,
Simple.
the others can comment on this, for you to have to come in and say, we're looking to do this in this
Like,
section.
so some rearrangement, I mean, if I'm gonna really overhaul something,
Yeah,
I'll let you know, but like
But
rearranging
the thing is,
okay?
I think you're probably more the subject matter expert than these three.
Right.
Sure.
Than us.
And the third-
What
I do a lot, Mike.
This guy
They
should
don't
be
want
a
to
garden
say.
club too.
Leo, you got a comment, please?
No, a question for them. So, do you have a timeline when you're gonna do this work in front of the town offices? Cause I've been lamenting this for years, it's been neglected. Those, as you said, the lilac bushes are overgrown.
Do you wanna
Trees
come
are-
Sunday?
No, I can't. I can't, I really can't.
No, I'd like to do it
Maybe
in the
one of your
next couple
59
weeks.
He's
people
eating
would help.
chicken on Sunday.
No, it's gonna be me.
Right, Fred?
I plan to do it in the next couple weeks.
Oh, really? Okay.
At least some of this
That-
easy cleanup,
Yeah, yeah.
but my problem is gonna be, right, getting up into that, and I'm gonna need someone to help me cut some of that. Anyway, but no,
I
I'm
think
not,
you have to work your way in it a
It's-
little first.
Yeah.
agreed.
You know?
I also, we're gonna take some of that back pretty
Oh, yeah.
aggressively.
Yeah, you have to.
Please do.
Great, okay, I just don't want me out there.
If it
like,
was
"We're
earlier in the
gonna do
season, I would help
Cause you'd
you.
want, oh, sure, oh, all good.
But I'm leaving Monday, so I won't be here.
All good.
Sunday I
kidding.
pack.
I appreciate that, no, but we really, some of this cleanup will be quick and easy for us, so.
Is that when you begin?
We took so much of your time,
No, you
thank
did,
you.
you did great.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you for
Appreciate it.
coming in and chatting with us. It was,
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, let's keep doing this, we said that a couple months ago, so
Yeah.
every few
But the
months.
thing is, fairness to your predecessors, they were good too, because they came and talked to us at length about that triangle.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, I think they put it in one year and everything died and the clouds hit it so many times.
Right.
Yeah.
They kept at it, so now we have something that looks reasonable out there.
Agreed, yeah,
So,
totally agree.
so thank you for
They'll
working.
appreciate that feedback.
Sure.
Did
Yeah.
everything you just talked about, is that in that email?
Yes.
Okay, so
It
I'll
is.
save that as
Yeah.
a document, and
Yeah,
are
great.
you gonna share that with your members so that
Yes.
you have some kind of memorandum of
Should we
understanding?
make a fancier, a prettier,
Yeah, let me send you something that's a little bit better looking,
A little
and
more
we'll share
polished.
that, yeah.
Yep, yep.
yes,
Two things I'd just like to mention, I actually went over when they were walking around there and mentioned that I think it's a worthwhile thing for you to publish, you know, if you're looking for plants.
Yeah,
I had mentioned that I have a lot of plants in my gardens, and I bet you a lot of people do, that could take splitting, and so you don't have to actually even go out and purchase anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great
Right,
idea.
I've built probably 80% of my gardens on, you know, borrowed plants.
Swapping,
And
yeah.
people always put daylilies out
Yeah,
there.
daylilies,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so anyway, that,
awesome.
I would encourage you to, you know, solicit people's
sure,
donations
yeah.
for
I
stuff,
think the
especially,
fall will be a better time for that, when things won't get cooked if we do that right now,
sure.
Yeah.
you know,
Sure.
but I totally agree.
Second thing is I just wanted to put a plug in for your Monday night invasive species talk, 6 P.M. at the second floor of Town Hall, which, we worked together on, and you actually did most of the organizing of it. But I think it's a great topic, I think it applies to, it impacts a lot of people in town. There's a lot of invasive species around this town that are taking over and killing natural, homegrown plants.
What's the date?
It's
Monday
Monday night,
Monday.
Monday night,
At
the 29th.
6 o'clock.
So, and it's, they got someone from UNH Cooperative Extension to come in and speak, I believe that's true, right?
You're correct, yeah.
I just wanna say so they know too, we just started the fertilizer program that's never been fertilized these lawns in forever, so
Oh,
that
Yeah.
program has just started up in the last year and a half,
oh, yeah.
Great,
so.
And you can
and
already
it's-
see a difference.
Yeah,
It's looking a lot better
Well,
than it
rain
had.
helps too, but,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
but you
Typically,
can really tell.
August is pretty well burnt up out there,
Sure.
so.
And the only thing I would ask is that if you have something big planned, coordinate with me, only so that if I know something else is happening, like a fertilizing day, you don't want
sure,
everybody
sure,
walking around.
valid, yeah,
They usually ask, what, 28
24
hours,
okay,
not to walk on it,
Okay.
just until it gets rained on and.
Especially if you don't wanna be exposed to the weed and feed stuff.
I don't wanna be tracing.
I'm excited to see some of your progress, I think it'll look awesome.
Oh, it feels like a mountain right now, we'll get there, I'm excited, thank you guys for the support, yeah,
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
thank you, Mary, for the.
Can you speak to both of you also?
Bye, Mary.
Yeah,
Are you staying here for a while?
well, I'd like to hear this
What the
next
next
topic,
item?
actually.
Okay, I have we'll continue on, item 3, we have a grant, we have a sign, it's basically, we're getting awarded $5,300 to conduct extra traffic enforcement, grant patrols, and I think we just have to sign it to, accept it.
So is this the same as what was brought
There,
the last time?
no, it's a little bit different, these grant patrols use, exclusively on speed enforcement, seatbelt enforcement, distracted driving, and driving when intoxicated.
This is a grant, isn't it?
Yes, it's a
Oh.
grant,
This is the grant that Chief Remillard sent an email on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
it's a little bit different than the.
So, is it in the RV park area?
No.
No.
Oh, so this is still
Oh,
needs to be taken out of here.
All right,
Okay, that's what confused me, so we
Right.
just had a note here that was probably,
Yeah, he
Additional
does get a
patrol.
grant for down there as well, that's.
yes,
okay.
yeah.
So the thing is, we have to do a majority vote to accept the highway, I would like to make a motion to accept the highway safety grant as presented in the amount of $5,300.
I'll second that.
Okay.
And let's go through some discussion on that, I just think it requires a lot of signatures.
What is the, what's the time period of which this grant would encompass? Does it say?
Yes, its grant is from 10/1/26 through 9/30/27. It's a,
Oh, so it starts in
federal-
October.
right. The thing is, there's a match portion also, I should point out, it's achieved by simply using the town's vehicles. That's
Oh, that would be the matching point.
that's the matching portion.
Portion.
Okay.
Okay, then,
I don't see any issues.
I don't have any issues with
Yeah,
it,
it sounds like a good thing.
then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now we sign.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Well, you told me today it was something different, so that's why I was curious.
Question.
Back on the previous, I was thinking about, Carrie, I don't know if, I'll just bring this up because I've seen some work done. The town pound up here, is that just a privately owned piece of property?
We own the pound itself.
We do, the
Yeah.
town?
And the Van Holkens have been nice enough to, beautify the roadside with,
Okay, I've seen
grass.
some lilies, I've seen some mulch, I've seen some other things happen in front of that, weed whacking maybe.
Yep.
Okay,
It would
May I,
be,
oh, sorry.
Since you brought that up,
Yeah.
a few years back, we would have the hogs reeve actually go back in there and trim it out and clip it. And I think it'd be good, not only a kind of a fun thing, but if we did that on a regular, it gives people
Yeah.
something to do.
I like that.
It generally grows up about 3 or 4
I've
feet a
seen
year, so.
It looks like it's growing up now, it could.
Yeah,
I
there's
think if we call the hog reeves in for
Yeah, the
me,
hog reeds would be a good way
Get
of
'em up
getting
there.
that
Yeah,
taken care of.
earn that title.
Let's
I
get the
mean,
hog
it
reeves.
is theoretically their area.
Yeah,
May I ask, while there's people in the room who can probably answer this, is there any restriction around like parking in front of it in order to go
No.
explore the area?
No.
My
No.
mom brought my
Just-
kids there last summer and got a very stern talking to from the landowner about not coming there and traipsing all around.
We own the land in front of it.
Okay, yeah, that was my understanding, so I was very surprised to hear that.
We own the land all the way around the
It's-
outside
it's
as
only
well.
like
The stone walls
0.25.
are ours.
and then we own from the stone wall in. So if they were walking around the outside.
I mean, my mom pulled up in front of it and
Yeah.
parked just
Yeah.
to take the kids, like, I guess, into it to show them,
Yeah, yeah,
and that was the problem.
okay,
Signage page.
I think that goes right up to the
I
roadway,
think we should, call and talk with the landowner, cause there's
Yeah.
no reason for that.
right.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
last summer, but
Lean,
yeah.
could you take that as
I will, yeah, I know her personally.
okay, I mean, we're not gonna have tour buses coming in.
Yeah. It was a grandma and 2 grandkids, so we're gonna do a lot of damage.
I never had an issue when I had my nephews clean it out.
I mean, we wanted people to go in there before because it was so overgrown, it was like a jungle inside of it at one time.
And you took care of that back when it was really bad, right?
Yep.
And then the
Yeah, all
hog
the way
raised my
around.
nephews, I made them do it.
About 2 years ago, yeah, Dave had, about 2 years ago, you had him done.
Yeah, maybe 3 now, like it was a while back.
Hey, what can I say?
But yeah, I think
Time
if we
goes
call
quite
them in
fast.
and get them in front of the
So, yeah,
selectmen,
make a note of the hog reeves thing.
you guys can delegate it to them.
Perfect.
Okay,
They're officially appointed, so they, yeah.
Hard to refuse.
you know, basically, just gotta
earn your check, right?
Yeah, they weren't there to turn down there.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
David, come on up, please.
You don't wanna have Ken first?
No, I'm asking, gonna have you come first.
Okay, okay.
What's kind of,
He's gonna, about the planning board site review. He's gonna talk about the, transfer station.
Yes, he did, before you
So
fell asleep.
I'm gonna bring this over. So this was originally a preliminary meeting. You guys had asked me to do some research into a skid steer loader or telehandler to replace our current skid steer. So our skid steer is 19 years old, going on 20. I looked at just about every equipment company here in Southern New Hampshire I can get to in the last few weeks. Just so you guys know, the municipal bids are generally done on town stuff through Sourcewell.
okay,
And some companies tell me there's 12%, and some other companies tell me it's up to 30% off on them. So, I have some bids here tonight that are 12, and I have some others that are close to 30% off their, basically their list price. A couple of things I found as I was doing my research that are important. All the newer equipment typically, has a regen. And I was making sure this equipment actually can be shut off during regen when they're inside the box unloading our pallets of, cardboard or plastics or whatever else. And then some of them, after they're up a certain size, need DEF fluid. So I'm checking all this different equipment out for all the different needs that the town might have and the different requirements. There's another thing on these loaders, they need an inching pedal for the mower. So in other words, the unit can run at a higher idle and the pedal has a separate inching, what they call like a creeper, so you're not mowing at full speed with it. So the motor has a higher rate up to keep the flow up.
Capability, Dave, as far as weight capabilities, are they can lift heavy stuff?
The loaders are substantially, yeah, they're very, very,
Because one of the things you brought up years ago, and the thing is, it was brought up again by, and someone, to move one of the boxes
Yeah.
out of the hopper, put it aside, instead, not have to wait on the truck.
yeah.
Will these have that capability?
Yeah, I'm making sure, Woody on his original specs, had wanted a 3,000 pound capacity to lift. And so all this equipment that I've looked at least has that.
Okay, good.
There's another thing that, skid steers don't have that loaders do
3,000.
have. 3,000.
That seems late.
It does, but our current skid steer, breakout load is 2,000 pounds over a certain height.
Wow,
So he was asking for 3.
yeah,
That skid steer, the breakout load of it at a certain height is 3,500 pounds. But, standard use is 2,000 and it's been working for 19 years.
okay.
So
What
these
does
all
break,
have,
what does the word breakout mean?
like, on a loader, they have a single arm in the center that takes care of the bucket and forks. So what happens is, they can pick up an awful lot down here, like a lot of these will pick up 6,400 pounds. As you get higher and further out on the forks, that gets lessened as you get higher off the ground.
Yeah.
What happens is the piston changes position as you roll up to keep it level. And when that position of the piston gets over, they call it a breakout force. So even though you have a lifting capacity of 6,400 pounds, you might have a 3,000 pound breakout
Now I
force.
understand.
What happens is it just releases, or it will just, numb the system so it can't move.
Yeah.
So, each one of these has a different set of criteria you have to look at. I was sticking with loaders primarily, cause the visibility of a loader is so much better than the skid steer
Right,
with the dual arms.
that was one of the safety things we were concerned
Yeah,
about.
so that being said, JCB is only one company that makes a single arm skid steer. It's just as strong as the other one, but it's easy to get in, you don't crawl in through the front, the visibility is great. The problem is I found out they're substantially more than a standard skid steer and or a loader. So I kinda stayed away from that. But I can go through some
Even
of
with
my.
30% off?
Huh?
Even with 30% off?
Yeah, even with. So I'm gonna go through a couple of items here, and then I'm also gonna tell you, it looks like our current skid steer, I found something else out, from Borgard when I went to see them. These companies that buy older equipment, they have like 5 main companies they use, and what they do is they'll take pictures of the skid steer like Borgard did, take the hours on the machine, and if everything's functioning on the machine, there's no major deficiencies, when they trade that machine in, the company has to buy it if they give them the bid online. So that $11,000 was the highest of those 5 bidders. So I didn't go around to each of those different companies and ask them to give me the resale price, cause I know it's about that value, cause they're all using the same 5 guys to trade them in. They're basically wholesalers. And then the other thing is, I thought that skid steer for $11,000 might not be a bad backup unit. Maybe even use it as a training unit for 2 or 3 years. Cause we're gonna have a lot of different operators now compared to what we had.
Yep.
So,
Or additional utility for plowing or something,
Yeah.
right?
so, I'll give you some, general numbers here of what I've run into, and the fact that I'm saying the numbers out loud, we had a public meeting last year, and the fact that these, through the Sourcewell program,
The bids are fixed.
they're fixed. Even, most salesmen, when you walk in, they could give a contractor a great price, but the other fixed prices have to come from upper management.
Right.
Like Caterpillar has to go to the corporate office, Bobcat, corporate. So they can tell you it'll be approximately 30% off. And some of the companies have given me their final numbers. So, I'll give you an idea of what I'm running into. Yanmar, which is, actually has a Kubota mower in it. The unit was set, you don't have to write it down, Mike, I'll give you an overview. Was 71,450, the mower was 79,85 for the front of it to mow around everything at the transfer station, the solar system and everything. So that total was 79,435,
Lean, how much was the warrant approved for?
92,500.
Okay, so it's well within the warrant.
Yeah. Now, I went to Bobcat, they had an L65, I tried to do all similar size, they don't
Yeah.
all perfect. Some motors are 45 horse, some are 50, some are 52, but around the same size units. Their list was 100K, they said it'd be 30% off through Sourcewell being of 70,000. Their telehandler, a small telehandler with very good visibility, was 115K, and that would be about 85,000. Their brush cap mower was 10,500. So their cheapest unit was around 80,500, very similar price. I went to John Deere and Cat, they had a 204G. Their unit was a little bit higher, it was 97K, and they said that was the correct price on it, and their mower was 10K. One thing I will tell you, I've learned that is, if you go and buy a Cat or a John Deere part, like say you blow a hose, hydraulic hose.
Right.
If you go, that hose is on the shelf. All these other companies, they'll make you up a hose, but it's not on the shelf, so there's some, you know, there is some, Cat costs more, but there's some reasons it does, I think, in John Deere. The price that, Woody had, let's go down through here, United, through Borgard. This is a smaller articulating loader, although the motor in it is made by Case, is made by Kubota. It's a 50-horse unit. It's a little bit smaller, and I think it would get into the boxes a little bit easier. That unit was 82,300. That's the only unit that had high flow. All the rest of these were large enough, they had standard flow. The only thing we have to care about the flow with is our brush out there. The plows are gonna move just fine, and the other thing is the mower. But what I learned is the mowers can all be bought with a hydraulic motor that's sourced to the flow of the unit. So they will all turn, they'll all do a good job, the high flows will just do a little bit faster job. But they will all work with what I'm finding. So the Case unit has high flow, it's the only one. They had a Blue Diamond mower, which was 9536. Their total package was 91,836. Now you'll see, they show their unit at 80,000, but it included the 11,000 off from our, so I didn't take the
any
11
of
off
them off
any of
that.
the others, so they're at 91,836.
Still within budget.
Yes. Alta, sells the JCB equipment, they had a 407 JCB. They were at 106,136 discounted. I didn't even price their mower, they said the mowers were about 10K. They have a Kubota, that I saw down to, Chapel, and that Kubota was a very nice unit. It was an R5540, that was at 83,190. This Hitachi here seemed to be the cheapest overall and one of the most easy to use. And I made them pick up $3,000 with, 3,000 pounds, at 2,940 pounds with both the Hitachi and the Kubota to watch how it would lift up the back of the machine. And both of them handled it and extended out the full range. The Hitachi actually handled it better than the bigger, Kubota. And the Hitachi was 67,450. The mower for either of those was 49.50 through Chapel. So the lowest unit there was 72,400, far lower than any of the others. But looking at the size and the units, I also tricked out two other smaller loaders. They weren't sufficient. They didn't have the right breakout capacity. This Kubota was a real nice machine, great visibility. The Hitachi was a little bit simpler to use, which we might need to have something simpler to use. A lot of buttons and features don't really help the people that we're gonna have running it on there. This Avanti is German made, it's well in the mid 120s, I stayed away from it. The other thing on this Avanti, it's a great machine, German made, but the skid steer bracket is small, so it needs a adapter, and they told me flat out the adapters don't work well to get to all of our stuff.
What made that more expensive, do you think? Is it just like?
A German made, it's really high-end made,
Yeah.
it's a nice unit, it does have high flow in this one. It's a great machine,
Yeah,
it's just, it brought it up in the
That one
price.
appears to have an open cab versus the other
No,
ones
they-
seem to be closed,
they're all
or is that
just,
just the way?
Just the pictures,
The
all
picture
of,
itself.
everything I had
Okay.
was closed cabs.
Alright,
So some pictures show the cabs and some show them open. So anyway, I have all these bids formally in writing from them. Bobcat is waiting to hear back on the 30% off. It looks like the Yanmar was the next closest to the Hitachi.
The thing is, these are all capable of moving the trash boxes?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
The trash boxes are the lighter ones.
Really? Okay, what's the heavy, the glass?
I wanna say the compacted plastic and stuff that's through those compactors are your heaviest stuff.
Okay, and the, probably debris, I mean,
Probably construction
construction
debris.
debris.
And everything we've been doing down there was with a machine that came off 2,000 pounds.
So this is gonna be a safety improvement for
It
sure.
is. Personally, I'm leaning towards the simpler ones, only because I know who's gonna be operating now, it's gonna be many
Right.
operators. Dana had offered before he went on vacation, now that I've done this amount of research to come out and we're gonna look at the options with me. If any of you guys wanna come with us, you're welcome to come. We're gonna save money in that electrical vehicle there. Drive around and look at everything.
Brian Pike did say he was interested in going around
Yeah,
with you,
yeah.
yep. Can you remember what he was looking for, he brought to the board, some kind of,
Yeah, he's just, Brian just brought up the fact of being able to do some type of a lift of the dumpsters that are there.
And that's what we're talking.
So he could just move them and have the right attachment for that.
so it's nothing that he would have to bring it up to that breaking point, it just needs to be able to.
Foot off the ground, move it out.
And
He
then-
needs to move them up so that the back wheels can
Take over,
move, so he
yeah.
can actually roll it around.
Move them out of
Yes,
place.
so he doesn't have to put it on the truck.
Other than the forks,
He indicated he thought there was a special attachment for the front that would fit these dumpsters.
not that I know about, the trucks that move those dumpsters, they have a full width bracket that comes out, and grabs them by the sides.
Okay,
That I know, I don't think any of the loaders.
But these could actually handle lifting it.
They could, especially just one end of it.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
You know, most of these will lift like 6,400 pounds per ground.
So do you, if you had to take a swag, how many of these would you say are worth going to see?
3.
3 of them? Okay.
And then I'd like to show you the different styles, cause like, the small telehandler, even though it was more, it's much easier to get into. Cause you're getting into it at this height.
Yeah,
The
okay.
telehandler would actually do the same moving.
Yeah. In fact, the telehandler has wheels that articulate one way, and then craps walk both ways. I mean, it might be fancier than our guys can use.
Gotcha.
So, that's what we have to
Okay.
keep the mindset of something very simple. I know the Hitachi and the Yanmar were both very simple controls.
Yeah,
Um,
right. So why don't we
They
work
all
on
have
that?
heat and AC, they can all be used for plowing.
What about the existing attachments? They can take our
All
existing.
can be used, all our attachments, all have skid steer attachments on them, all can be used. They all have the right flow that I've looked at.
And these prices do not include the 11,000, so that's almost a bonus if we kept it for a backup.
From what I see, we could purchase the unit with the mower from these prices, keep our unit for 2 more years or 3 more years and then sell it.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want the 11,000 off of it now, but I think that for $11,000, you're better off to get a little use out of that.
Yeah, right now, the instructions that they have to baby it so it doesn't break. And because we may not get this to the late fall.
And if we get into a bind in town, having a loader for the town, not a subcontractor's loader might be helpful, whether it's bankings here, bankings at the school, or at the transfer station. So, but they're so much different, the cab sizes are different, the entries are different, the feels are different, so I think that going around, getting a little better feel is,
Okay,
I might like one, you might say, I like that one, and we can kinda come to a compromise.
I'd like to get maybe Greg involved too.
yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Are either of you interested?
Oh, yeah, I'm interested in going.
Okay.
On this.
You wanna defer to the two of us? Okay.
I'm getting lost in some of the terms.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to take in on these, and that's why Lean
Yeah.
wanted me to forward this stuff to you, and I'm like, there's no sense in forwarding you 10 different brands with all these, cause you have to look at the flows of this and this.
I think the fact you narrowed it down already to 3
Yeah.
viable
And
solutions.
everything I have fits in a box trailer, so it will go in. In fact, the Yanmar dealer said he receives his inside a box trailer.
Oh,
So, and all these companies I looked at have one on the ground.
okay.
Oh, that's interesting, okay.
So
So
we-
availability
Yeah.
is there,
we don't really have to wait for it.
yeah, okay.
Oh, so in other words, we can get it, delivery would be sooner than later.
It'd be right away, but I wanna make sure we do the rest of our research first.
Yeah, we're making progress, so.
Yeah, I'm thinking a couple more weeks, we can maybe come and give the board a good suggestion.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Dave,
Okay,
that's really good.
Thanks, Dave.
Nice job.
I will keep
We'll get-
this all for our ride around,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
and, we'll go from there.
So we'll be visiting 3 companies then, we've got 3 potentials.
Yeah, I would say at least 3.
Okay, good.
Cause some of them might just be, drive through the yard, say, hey, this is what I looked at, this is why I'm not going that route, but here it is.
Yeah, you get at least get a look at it.
Because depending on everybody's thoughts, you know, we didn't have to do the purchase this year, and we could even use, I checked there's $22,000 worth of equipment maintenance fund in the transfer station, I mean, so if we needed more money to go one way or another, if we liked it, we could.
Right. Right.
But I wanna go through these with somebody else, and,
yeah, all right, good.
Dave, thank you for your
okay, guys, have a good
efforts,
night.
appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll be in touch.
You all set, Fred? Okay, thank you.
I'm kind of excited to come in a little bit.
Yeah,
I like the fact that we don't have to give, the skid steers a trade,
yeah.
Yeah.
and we're still within the range.
I'm just gonna turn this up a little bit.
The light or
No, the AC.
Are you getting hot?
Down?
turn it down or up?
Or up? No.
You wanna turn it off?
No, I was just gonna raise the temperature, cause it's at like meat locker right now.
Okay, because you're sitting right beneath it, that's why, it's dropping. You can turn it off.
You feel?
Oh, I feel fine.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure.
You just wanna get out of here.
I know.
You're next. Fred, thank you,
Okay.
as always.
Fred, are you cooking on Sunday?
Yes,
Yeah, okay, I'll be there.
we're still practicing how to do it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we started.
Yeah, you can get the undercooked stuff, you can give it to me.
My
Yeah.
wife and I started in 1974.
Did you? You're still practicing, yeah, right.
You get that
It'll be the
coleslaw
best
right.
chicken we've ever had. Thanks, Fred.
Okay, Chuck, I'm gonna leave,
Okay.
get the floor.
Yeah, I asked to have this on the agenda because at the last planning board meeting last week, the Bellevue farm came in with their application for an agricultural, I might not have the wording right, but agricultural store, farm store, and ice cream facility. So there was some concern by some of the residents and I believe some of the board members that they're already operating the business before they've got the approval from the town through the planning board. So I just wanted to bring this to the board, select board attention at this level that there's some that felt that was an issue and that I think it ought to be reviewed at our level to just know that this is occurring and whether this is a concern or not from the select board.
Well, the thing is, there are procedures to be followed. And-
Yes, they're following the procedure because,
But the
they
open-
did, the planning board gave them a continuance to the next, planning board meeting next month to come back with some more, details on the plan, the plan.
That's normal.
And that's normal, course of business.
But they're operational right now, as we
But
speak.
they're operational, yeah.
Can you step in on that?
And Ken, why don't
To
you,
some degree,
and like,
there's existing property here, housing, whatever. I've been in here just looking over, and they've been using the housing on occasion.
Hey Leo, say hi to Leo.
Animals too, stuff like that. They did want the fellow who's in charge or owns this place, that one, wants to expand it, which is what you're pointing out a little bit more.
right,
And there's a new thing here as opposed to what we did 15, 20 years ago, or even 50 years ago. And things are different. They're highly technical. People have to do something or are worried about something, you need to go to a technical person or entity. In Concord, you would go to Concord. And there's lots of times you can go there. There's quite a lot of people know what they're doing. To some degree, we don't. And some people don't like to hear that. We normally are really into
giving people housing and stuff like that. And our job is to make sure they put it off the road, for instance, a certain degree of whatever. And there's a lot of stuff done that's different from 10 years ago, 50 years ago, or whatever. For instance, one item that somebody talked on just the other day, or recently, was about septic systems. The gentleman who was talking about it was way off what happens today. I'll just give you the thing. For instance, that you have a septic system, you can keep using it until it fails. And then when it fails, it's obvious to the grass or something like that, and then you have to do something, or you should do something, or just kill it. That just goes to show you what we're doing. I mean, a lot of people are not understanding what's going on. The project here, if I hadn't said it now, is about 250,000 places. It's big. It's been put on a certain plaque that you can't do certain things already because it was given by another entity that runs that place, but they're elsewhere. They don't really do anything, they just own it. So there's a question to a lot of people about what the hell are they doing over there? And there's lots of stuff to look at and worry about. But for instance, I talked to Chuck about this earlier. I do have some very good connections at Concord because I'm old and decrepit. But they're doing a great job, the folks in Concord. If we have a problem, that's the place to go now. For instance, on we don't know anything about food.
When you're talking Concord, you mean the state of New Hampshire?
Yeah, the state of New Hampshire,
state of
just
New
saying,
Hampshire
here's the Concord.
takes
That's
care of
where
a
the
lot of this
center
licensing.
is, yeah.
Right.
It goes for the whole 10 places, you got it. So there's a new entity that's going on here. And you may think, a lot of people just think that this is worse or hard or something like that. It's actually easier, but we're not used to trying to do it. For instance, I'll give you a simple one. We have a fire department, right? Our fire department today beat anybody on the board that they were gonna look at that entity. In other words, people are different today. You don't go to them and have to say, go look at it, or whatever. That's their job. Now, when you're talking about food, there's millions every day of people's food questions sometimes, because it didn't turn out right, or blah, blah, blah. It's not unusual. Some people on the board felt that we had the ability to counter that and to do something about it. I don't even know what they wanted to do. That's not our job. Okay, our job is to see that people have places to live, do it right, setbacks, other places like that. Another entity that's been there for years is that when somebody all of a sudden wants to build a house, did you ever notice that you go to in there and they check off what you're doing? Our job is over. You follow what I'm trying to say?
Right,
Yeah.
it's just that you meet the requirements.
You meet the requirements,
off
you
go.
got there, you got your house set out, and then you're into another entity. It's kind of complicated, but here's the thing, it's actually better than ever before, the way that we look at things, ever. Counting the fire department right through to the people that come and down the road, so to speak, in commerce, or whatever they are in some places. In fact, I talked to Chuck and I said, after the last meeting, I had I'm pretty old, and I have some people that are a little younger than me, and every once in a while I need to talk to them. And before I got out of the thing last night, or whatever it was, a while ago, I called up this guy, but he was on someplace else. He stopped me out on the main road, and I said, we have some things that have to be done. So he says, what's what? The next day, when I got up, it was all done.
This is,
This is
agreement,
for permits and so forth, for the,
Yeah.
for this business.
so he wants to be compliant then.
Yes,
Yeah.
the thing is right, and he's gonna make it compliant. We do not, I'm sorry to say it, but we're not qualified to do some of this work. We don't know what we're doing.
And
No,
the part that we're interested in is like hours of operation,
yes.
you know, what season they wanna be operating in.
No, that's.
Putting
different.
all this
That-
stuff on the plan,
Yeah,
and that's really what the
To
plan.
me, it's very
board
similar
needs
to the
look.
cafe over here when they started.
yeah, do you remember that?
I mean, the select board, we could operate parking and all
Yeah.
that stuff, but for the food issues,
Yeah.
the state has
What
to come in.
happened there? What
They
happened?
have to be
Yeah.
licensed by
Was
the
that
state.
us?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, I
So
don't
what-
know what we're doing. I talked to Chuck, and he's
Right.
been very, you know, understandable or something like that. Now, this is a kind of a big project, but only by virtue, he can't really use a lot of it because most of this is not allowed to be used for anything. I forgot the name of the entity that's running it, really owns it.
Five Rivers.
Oh, it's a Five
Oh,
Rivers?
Five
Yeah.
Rivers,
So,
the
you know,
the conservation easement.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. So the thing is that, you know, even though it's 25,000, whatever, so it's 26,000 or something, they can't do everything they want without their permission. They can do things, but they have to go
Well,
to
there
another
is a-
entity.
There is an excluded area, what was it, 1.7 acres, I believe, or something like that, is excluded from the conservation
Yeah,
easement,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's what it's used.
And that's the area
Yeah.
this business is operating in.
So the thing here is that we've gotta learn and take advantage of people who know what the hell they're doing,
Right.
and we don't. I thought I knew everything, I don't, I'm getting old and stuff like that, so, you know.
I think you're just talking about making sure that we are only addressing things that are within our scope.
That's it,
Right.
but here's the thing, that's a good that's a way to say, it. We don't know what that means. There were people that, you were there,
Right.
that felt that
That thought that the
they were
scope
in
was
charge,
more.
they were in charge, and it's not the way it is.
Right.
And in fact, I know for a fact that when I talked to my buddy that I talked to after the thing out here on the road, that they don't like that when somebody comes in thinking what they're doing. They're qualified. They have to be tested every open time. And there's millions every day of somebody's thing going wrong. I mean, there's places all over the people. You know, we're eating things all the time.
So could we, are you saying that you couldn't get consensus on the planning board if you asked for what the scope of the approval or what's
Yeah.
under review
Yeah.
is? You don't think you could get agreement? on
Well,
that?
let's go where you've got a good point. The thing is what thing do we want to be surveyed? What are we supposed to do with that? Well, historically, we know what, but all of a sudden, you get people that wanna take care of food.
Right. They wanna know.
That's not,
It's,
But
that's
that's not
not
our
in the purview.
jurisdiction.
yeah, come on, say that again?
it's not in the purview of the planning board
Yeah,
Right.
it
To-
it
I'm
belongs
glad
to
I
the
came here
state.
tonight.
to
Yeah.
Belongs to
control
the
the.
state of New
But-
Hampshire
but-
as well.
Wait a minute,
Right.
go ahead. I'm sorry. I
Food
didn't-
belongs to the licensing of places that serve food or
That's
whatever.
correct.
Ice
There's a-
cream,
right.
that's
We
up to
don't
the state
license
of
them.
New Hampshire,
We do not
the-
license them.
Not
We
the
do
town of Dunbarton.
And yet,
Similar to the,
and what happened is,
Yeah.
okay, so here's what the problem is. The problem is that we have another lady that's here, not here, but she came in the office more than you could take. I mean,
She's new
she's
to the
doing
town.
fine.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So some of this stuff should be reviewed and done in advance before we even do it and go to the planning board. Because some of it is like, oh, you don't do this. For instance, a guy was talking about, I don't know what the hell he was, but systems on there. What was he talking about?
Septic system?
Septic systems
septic.
and other stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and he thought she should do it, but he wasn't qualified, by the way, and I'm not telling you who it is, because we do know who it is. But that's the way it goes. Some of that work, a lot of that work should be done in advance by that office or somebody like that. Lean used to do tons of that in
But-
advance.
but
Go ahead.
guided by the some of the applicant has some of the responsibility of making sure it's done with guidance.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, to make sure, no, it's like you go to buy something, and you're online or something to get it somehow, whatever you want, but you just paid for, or something like that. You follow what I'm
Yep.
saying, and that's it. We are not qualified for lots of stuff.
So shouldn't the whole issue here for the planning board be around things like, parking, access,
Like any other business.
maybe hours of operation?
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
and to make sure that there's no, impediment to safety in
Yeah.
terms of traffic flow or whatever there.
Right,
I
Right.
like what you're saying.
And it
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah, it's
in
so easy.
some
I
ways,
mean-
it kinda ends there.
right.
How come you
So-
know all this?
I don't, I'm just guessing.
no, but the thing
I
is,
am-
some sort of, is a certification required by the state if you're serving food?
Yeah, but it's there, I mean, I'll tell you what, I told you, I knew a guy.
But if they're
he
even
said-
violating that,
Sounds like- it
that's the
sounds
state
like
that would
they-
come in and
Right,
say,
the state
we're gonna
would
shut you down.
shut down, the state should be the heavy here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if there's something
Like if
wrong.
it's the health department or,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not our job, now we can call in and say, there's a problem here, and they might need these people to come in and do the work. Like,
Now, if they're,
but
if
it's
they're,
not our job.
if they're giving shots of maple bourbon there, that's
That's
not
it.
us,
I
that's
know,
the
that's
New
it.
Hampshire Liquor Commission, right?
There you go, see, it's those little things, and.
To me, it's just like what we had over here.
Right, and he's right on line, in other words, it's just not for us. The standards.
So what was the recommendation you gave to the applicant?
What's that?
What's the pathway?
What's the pathway to what, do this?
Yes.
So what did you ask of the applicant the other, in the
I
planning
would
board?
say
Well,
the board voted to continue the
Which we,
application
by
to
the
the
way,
next
we
month.
have two times anyway they come to the planning board.
Yeah, I was
It's
there
two
for the
times.
concept.
Yeah,
Yeah, the conceptual, but
yeah, but either
that-
way, they come in at least
that
for
not,
for
that
two.
doesn't start the clock, you know, the
Correct.
conceptual.
That was only just a,
Yeah.
hey, I'm thinking of doing
Yeah.
something like this.
But we have them on the clock for two times.
Yeah, but now one board member was concerned because they came in, April, and he thought they were gonna come back in May, they came back in June, so.
Mhm.
There's no-
I'm
there's no
sure it took
time
to do-
Between a concept and a.
Yeah, there's no
That's correct.
timetable,
Anything.
but it took
Yeah.
them
Doesn't- the
time
clock
to get
doesn't
the
start
drawing
ticking.
together.
But the thing that bothers me, they go live without approvals. I don't know whether it be approvals for
Well-
the business aspect at the town level, no approvals from the state if it's a food level. To me, shut the place down until you show everything,
Yeah.
something from the state and something
Well-
that you've been approved by the, planning board.
It sounds like everything at the state level's been done, it sounds,
Well, then
my only
show
concern is
that.
that.
Show your
says that,
I told him what, all I did is I went out there, I can't, I mean, who I talked to, I'm not telling you.
No, but
I talked to one of my buddies
yeah,
In the state.
the
yesteryear.
applicant said he would
And
give
the
us
next
all the
morning-
state approvals.
then
next morning-
then at the continuance, that's great.
Yeah, and next morning, everything was there.
Okay, that sounds
Yeah,
like,
and by the way, and everything was there, was not
So,
us.
It's just a
It was the
matter
state.
of going through the rest of the application and getting everything on the drawing.
Okay,
that-
and he's got it. He's got it. Some of this work needs to be done before we have the first meeting,
Right,
by the way.
yeah.
and this past, forget the
And
conceptual,
even-
the first meeting was just this
Was in
month.
Last
June,
week.
Yeah,
a week
Yeah.
ago.
yeah, that's the first thing, but this time, don't forget, this thing is in there for 30 days.
Right.
It's sitting there.
Yeah,
Now, our
Meeting
existing
to meeting.
person did not know that, some of this should have started looking at.
All
For
right, so,
instance, you might.
it's a lick on the town for not,
Right. And
We
you,
have to-
she or he would say, you have to go towards the blah blah, so all that stuff is done before you come to the planning board.
Right.
It should be, we're not doing it. And then there's arguments. The other thing that happened, which was not good, this guy, I don't know what he does, but he seems to be trying hard and stuff like that. But he has somebody that did all the work on that plan, right? And
Yes.
who did that work?
oh, a surveyor,
And who was it?
well, the surveyor that we have in town,
And who is
that
it?
does a lot of work in our town.
Okay, but.
I'm not gonna mention any
Okay,
names, but
so that's,
uh,
that particular server, or whatever.
knows the procedure.
He
survey.
did, yeah, but he didn't show up, he didn't come, he wasn't gonna come to our plan.
Was there a reason why?
I don't
Just
know what the-
I
protest?
don't know why.
I don't know what to say about
It's the
that.
first time that fellow ever did that.
Ever didn't
But-
show?
He's usually an
He,
advocate for
he
the
used,
applicant.
he allowed the owner type guy to take care of it.
Oh.
What happens is, one of the entities that he has, who didn't show, or didn't come, he knew he wasn't gonna come, is more qualified than the applicant, if you follow what I'm saying. Because he does
The
that work here
professional
and
guilty.
elsewhere. And so they didn't do that for some odd reason. What is that?
That's the plan you guys looked at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I-
is incomplete, is what he's saying.
I think we all understand the state stuff and everything. I think that the basic question is, there's a perception that, you know, for somebody to operate some kind of a business like that, they need to come to the planning board to get,
For any
And
business in
approval.
town.
and it sounds like
Go again,
it is a perception, and it's, that there needs to be some approval, and there's an operation going on before that approval.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only question.
Yeah, but,
I have right now.
but we're not the entity that makes it or allows it to happen. If we don't have the right thing there because of the state or something like that.
Well, there's two entities that have, to-
But
both
they're
things
pretty-
have to be in place.
What's that?
There's two things that have to be in place.
Yeah.
State requirements,
Mm-hmm.
food and all that kind of stuff, which is out of our purview. Yet hours of operation, setbacks and all that kind of stuff, and that's our purview.
Yes, to some degree, unless there's something that,
So,
something comes up.
I'm gonna open up a business and not tell you about it till after I've been in operation for 30 days. I'm gonna
Yeah.
operate for a month before
Is
you.
that right?
No, it's not right.
Exactly. And that's what's happening.
And so what do you tell them to cease and desist?
What?
Can you tell them, to me, cease and desist sounds like a viable
But,
alternative.
yeah,
So
no.
can I ask, does the Blueberry Farm come to the planning board for approval of their farmer's market all summer?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I haven't,
I-
you know anything about that?
I think they went through the building department wanting to know if they could have a blueberry farm, and then next thing I was told that they're advertising that they're gonna have a farmer's market on their property.
Well, they did it last year,
Yeah,
for 2
Yeah.
months.
yeah.
Last
And
year.
everything was okay at,
Yeah,
under
it's,
that?
oh, you know what, I think they had to get permission from the state, cause it's a state highway,
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
and I don't know
But,
the
but
results of
they
that.
expanded to include serving food, which
They
is
did
actually.
it, they did it out there too?
Oh, there's,
Yeah.
yeah, there's donuts, there's
Yeah,
all
it's
kinds
sold,
of stuff
yeah.
being sold there,
So,
Okay.
once again,
at a
yeah,
farmer's
So-
market.
and it's no difference between them there and then,
There's no difference.
somebody out there,
Mm.
they.
And what about the
oh,
Twist Hill, farm over here, did they come to planning board for approval?
I don't know,
They're selling meat, they're selling vegetables.
they are,
Yeah, they
Yeah,
now
oh,
have
yeah.
two
They sell
houses.
firewood.
I don't know what to say, but
Yeah.
they're supposed to.
I mean, it's
sell
all, it's
oversight.
all
to me.
generally agriculture,
Right,
you know,
To me, this applicant.
They're protected in the book, which was not out here anyplace, they're protected by the, state, and the state's trying to do a good, the state does an excellent job, so I'm
Well,
sorry, they really do. In other words, they're fast, they, you know, and the firemen here are fast, I mean, we're slow. We just
so
don't get it.
I don't know, I guess I'm just coming back to, I think that this is very confined to,
Yeah.
you know, parking issues, traffic
Yeah,
issues.
the
Exactly.
town,
The
the
sign,
town
yeah.
specific
The
issues.
sign that they
Yeah,
have, make
yeah,
sure they're
yeah,
applying
thank
to the,
you.
yeah, to the sign ordinance.
It's a
And then,
state-
and then that's it.
The signs,
Yeah.
they're
And
not
then
gonna
just
call
say,
me,
"You're
good."
they're not gonna call you or me up and say something about the sign, they're not gonna do that, we do that already, we're trying to have our own signs and stuff like that. But when it comes to the technical stuff, we're trying to make sure people are eating properly,
That's a state level.
That's a state.
that's the state level.
And if he's
Yes.
got, his- if
And
he's got that,
we do not know that yet.
well, he's gotta present those documents to the planning board.
So here's
will be
what
the
what
next
I'm
meeting.
trying to say, we need to have somebody doing it in advance instead of all of a sudden having the.
Don't surprise the applicant when he comes into the meeting.
Yeah, that's,
Right.
it's all backwards,
Yeah.
so.
See, I
To
don't even
me,
know if
I
it's
think
the-
the
I don't even
applicant-
know if the planning board needs to see his food delivery certification.
What's that?
I don't know if the
I
planning
think it's
board
just
needs,
information.
Right.
it just as an information,
Yeah,
piece,
right.
not as a,
Come again?
To me.
Do they really need, do
yeah, I don't,
Well, you're not gonna make judgment on it,
on what?
on the fact he's got a state permit.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
You're not gonna
That's
make
it.
judgment on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, somebody might say, and when, here's the thing, we're the planning board, you have been the planning board.
Yes.
You're the planning board. Have you been the planning board, you fill out
yeah,
an
yeah, I
application.
did for a
Yeah.
year,
You know, you're right,
I'm in my second
you
year,
did a great job, by the way, but that's what they do,
yeah.
they
So-
try to get it done right.
To me, the applicant's doing due diligence to try to get
Yeah,
this
so
done the
this
right
stuff-
way.
But
And to
anyway,
me,
ahead.
To me, he is trying to do the right thing, and
Who's that? He?
the applicant,
Yeah.
yeah, on this particular business, and to me, I mean, the planning board gave them a month to come back,
Yeah.
and to
That's
me,
normal.
you know,
But normal, we have 2
this-
times to go. Go ahead.
this is kind of a
Yeah,
first
yeah.
for Dunbarton Ice Cream Stand. I think we should see how this plays out myself.
Since he's got the state
And-
permits already, I think that's like half the battle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
And you're not gonna make a judgment upon the state.
right.
right.
I mean, that's out of your purview completely.
Right.
You just gotta
I-
finish up, slap them on the hand,
Flat footed again.
the applicant, you should've come here ahead of time,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna
Yes,
stop.
That's true, there's
But
some
we're
of
not-
that
right.
there, but I'm getting back to the.
But thing is,
Listen to what I said before, that some of this work should be done before the planning board
Right.
starts with
but,
item one.
in defense of the
Right.
town,
Should be screened.
in defense of the town,
Right.
we get a brand new person working in there now.
No, I know.
And,
I know
and we
that.
have a building
And
inspector
she's-
who doesn't understand the processes 100%.
What did you just say?
We have a building inspector who doesn't understand all the processes at 100% level.
Yeah, isn't that something? What are you smiling about?
I
Well,
shut the
I'm
AC
just
off.
saying,
What's that? Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think everybody.
that's on-
That's
on-
another thing, but that's not going there, but
No,
you're
but
totally
that's what I'm
correct.
saying, and so I think at this point, we gotta make sure that this admin person over here
Yeah,
looks at the checklist with the planning board chair.
yeah.
You should sit,
I'd be glad to do that.
you sit down with her and say.
And George too, there's technically 3 of us, but only 2
Kinda
of us.
educate her a little bit,
Yeah,
check
Yeah.
mark a list,
Yeah.
make sure he brings these to the
Yeah.
following meeting, and then we can close it out.
right, why do
Right.
we have to bring it in to talk to all these guys, unless there's something here that we need you to figure out?
We're not
or you to
interested-
figure
Well,
out, or you to
I've already
figure-
expressed my opinion. I think
I-
it should,
I-
I think it should be a very narrow, review by the planning
And then
board.
close it out.
For things like parking, traffic,
Parking safety,
sign,
yeah.
that-
and,
that's
and that's
And
it.
then
Yeah,
approve it.
and even if the parking might be with,
Yeah.
you know,
And just
the
say,
cops or something. might
may
be
your
something-
future endeavors come to the board in the future before
What's
you, in your future endeavors, come to the board before you open up.
Yeah,
That would be
That didn't
good
happen.
advice there.
Yeah.
maybe.
Beyond that, I don't think I would say, we don't have any other business with
No,
this,
I'd
with
say-
this business.
Planning board, charge
The
yourself.
select board is not,
Keep
And
going.
if we
Does
do
not
it
need
like
to
that
intervene.
before we start, you know, the first,
I think it's only courtesy to the applicant that he has a checklist of everything you want from him before the meeting. It's called courtesy, common courtesy.
Yeah.
Because the whole purpose of this department is not to make people fail,
Okay,
make people succeed.
okay, but she's just started.
Right, and so you gotta give her a little latitude.
Yeah,
Right.
I gotta watch what
Yes.
she's actually trying to do a good job, she's
Yeah.
not, it's no problem for me. But some of it wound up at the end, if you follow what I'm trying to say. Somebody needs to call up if there's something we are worried about for eating stuff. Somebody should be doing it in there, it's not the planning board's problem.
Right, the thing is, in other words, if I was opening a restaurant, did you get your state stuff? Okay, you got it, fine. That's all she's gonna ask.
Yeah.
Did you get your state approvals?
Yeah.
And if I was getting ice cream there, I'd like to look at the wall and see
Now,
the
if they
certificate.
if they wanna see it, and do it, don't forget, you know, if you ever go, and I've been in this business a long time, and I have seen some places where it's, overall, you can't go fast enough. We have one thing going right now, we have nothing in the future,
Okay.
so.
I'd say.
And you have to be able to fix those things in advance.
Right, you want this gentleman to succeed, be successful.
Yeah.
The thing is, we just gotta make the corrections in the planning board, so he comes to the meeting with everything that the board wants.
Yeah.
And then you say at the end of the board, we're taking a vote.
Yeah. Now, see, you're right. Now, what happened on the other one, there was a little argument between George and the other, the guy, you know. They shouldn't be doing that at that time. That work should have been done before.
Right.
About what to do, what not to do.
In other words, yeah, you're dealing, when he comes in first time, usually that's when you have your planning session, before you open.
Yeah.
You find out all the problems, you find out you need this, and this, are there any exceptions,
Yeah. All that stuff is done in advance. If you ever go to the one in Concord, which is much bigger than we are, it's boom, 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 boom. They wanna know what your real, you might have to be there, you might have to be there, you might have to be there. But some of this stuff, you don't have to be there.
No, and the thing is, remember the philosophy, our job,
This is the guy, you are
Yes.
totally on ball there.
but our job here is to help the person succeed.
Yeah,
Right.
you need a person.
The applicant.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, the applicant, yeah.
We
Yes.
wanna help the applicant succeed in his endeavor.
Yeah.
Right.
In other words, there are just certain rules we wanna follow in the planning rules.
Yes,
And the thing is, he did it backwards though.
yeah,
Can,
Yeah, go ahead.
you brought this before the board for the
Right.
primary reason that you had complaints about opening up his operation
Right.
before the site plan review was done?
Right,
And whether the board has any enforcement of action to
and,
cease and desist or,
If we wanted to be real asses about the thing, we could we could ask the cease and desist and have a lawyer do it, have a lawyer check
that's
it.
ridiculous,
I
I think
think,
that-
totally agree.
yeah,
I'm not hearing that from from Dana or Mike or myself
correct,
yeah.
correct, yeah.
right now.
Correct.
But that's the reason,
We
we're not
want
here to,
Penalize.
I brought it to the board to get their.
Awareness, right?
Awareness.
yes,
And if there was anything that we thought, you know,
Yeah.
should be
Any
considered
action.
or,
right,
Exactly,
Yeah.
it was for awareness, really.
Yeah,
yeah.
And-
well,
okay.
we're aware, and I think
Ken's
it's,
enlightenment.
do what we have to do to help this gentleman out.
What do we have to do?
Make,
make sure the checklist is complete, so
Well,
it can be,
we already went that part, but we need to probably look at another checklist, yeah.
oh, okay.
Just in case, yeah, you're right,
So the applicant comes in prepared, so you have enough information to make your vote.
yeah. It's us who needs to, figure out what should go to the planning board.
Correct.
That's why, even you guys sometimes, or somebody else. If you call, you.
Now, Ken,
Okay.
was there a consensus that maybe I should stay on while this project goes through as the select board rep? For
Yeah.
continuity, or do you want, for the next meeting, or should Dana come back as select board rep next meeting?
It's up to you, guys.
Okay.
Uh,
Up to us.
I'm happy to let you, I think the
Yeah,
intent in
maybe
the past has been to continue on the same project.
Continuity, I
so
should
that
probably
there's,
stay
like,
involved.
You can
Here.
still attend the
Yeah.
same meeting,
I-
but not be in the board that day, just so you'd be at least.
Sure.
You know, in other words,
Why don't we do that?
you sit on the board
You-
as selectman's
You
rep,
continue as the rep.
Yes.
I'll attend just as a,
selectman.
All right,
yeah,
yeah, so you know.
Oh, you wanna, the two of you would. might-
yeah, but I'm gonna be here.
Okay, that's
Okay.
great.
Just
Not-
like, just
not
like
when
when,
I-
just similar to when
Oh,
Dave
post
Nault
the
would be
meeting.
here and I
Yeah.
would sit back there or
That's
vice
fine,
versa.
That's fine.
Do you actually have to post that specially?
Yes.
Now,
Quorum, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's
now, I
quorum.
wanna
All
say
right.
one other thing. When you've been around a long time, and you've been a long time, the other times you weren't around because you were out there, you know,
Playing war.
playing war, exactly. You know, there was
For real.
times when we were overdone about getting work done. There's nothing happening anymore right now.
But I tell you, we're number, for growth in the
Yeah.
state, we're number 3 in all the
Yeah,
cities
seven something
in what?
percent.
in growth for the state of New Hampshire, we're
Yeah.
Right, we're number 3,
Yeah.
Dunbarton, it was on the news the other day, a small town.
Yeah, it goes fast. And
Seven-
look, in the other room, your room down there, about boom, 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 all of a sudden it's like
7%
million
growth.
things or something, for Christ's sake.
Between 2020 and 2025, Dunbarton had over 7% growth.
where some
According
communities
to
have
the-
losses.
Had
New
lots-
Hampshire.
Losses.
Yeah,
New Hampshire Policy Institute.
but here's the thing, you know, we have to treat everybody nicely. Whether it's somebody over there, whether it's an applicant.
Well, as I said before, not nicely, but we want them to succeed. This is supposed to be a helping office, not a,
You mean that office over there?
yes, not a stop sign.
Totally, a lot of that stuff should be done in advance.
To make it, how do you help the guy
The
succeed?
big stuff that you're doing, there is no way we could put through some of the stuff we did 10 years ago.
But,
We couldn't do it in one night.
but
I
if,
think all,
I really think the gentleman needs to be made aware that he did it backwards,
Who's that been?
the applicant.
well, there was some
No,
members of the
I don't
board who
agree with
said,
you
who
on that.
stated that.
The thing is, what, now,
I do
I'm
not-
gonna open a business without having my pre-approval,
No, hold on. The applicant,
the
the
applicant,
guy that owns that property,
yeah,
he should be going to somebody that can help him in advance.
agreed. He did not, or they did not,
They did not,
I think it took him more time.
No,
Yeah.
he did not.
he did not.
They showed up the day that the application was due. And
Who's they?
the
The
applicant
applicant.
and the surveyor.
Yes.
So the time
Oh.
period that they had to review and go through the checklist wasn't enough time to prepare anything
Okay,
for the
I
board.
disagree with you.
You
And I'll
do?
tell you, yes,
Okay.
because what
Well-
happens is that stuff comes in at the beginning of the month. And it sat there, I
Well-
assume.
Okay,
In other words, the idea for having that put in then is to get things looked at. You might have
You
the
have some-
fire
it
department
was-
over
in
here,
fact,
you
that
might
was-
have him over here, you might have
That was
this
part
guy
of your
over here.
SOP,
What's that?
that's part of the SOP,
Right.
they have a certain deadline so
That's
they
right.
can work
All
on
that
it.
stuff.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean, now, quite frankly, some of the people we're talking about there, they are the ones we need to talk to in advance. And it's easy to do.
Yeah.
You just ask the guy, come in, from the, just Concord.
And just talk, have a little conversation, have a
Yeah,
friendly conversation.
Yeah, with who, with
with the checklist- with the checklist.
It's not the way to do it. If we were in a big town where we have to be there, we'd be overkilled. We were killed years ago.
With many projects,
What?
with many projects.
Yeah,
Well, I've
Okay,
got
but
my
anyway,
questions
all right.
answered.
Okay, I think we got a path.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you're gonna come too, somehow,
Yeah,
did you say
we're
that?
both
That
gonna
you're
come
gonna
for
be
the
there
next
too?
meeting.
Just for
He'll
situational
be there
awareness.
as the official,
Okay, now,
as the official rep
now,
to,
I'm gonna ask you
for
guys something.
continuity.
Okay, okay. What are you gonna do in between now and then?
Take a break.
regarding this,
Yeah,
I'm not doing anything.
thank you, that's not correct, but.
No, I'm not.
I know, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna stay on top of it from the planning board perspective, that,
Or whatever.
you know,
But you're gonna
but,
maybe do something that you don't need the planning board to do anything about.
You're gonna talk to this admin person over here to make sure she's got her act together,
Yes,
that's what needs to be done.
I've been doing that and it seems to be working.
And the thing is, not from a penalty point of view, from an educational point of view.
Yes.
right,
But the idea is to try and get some of this stuff done, that some, you just
Ahead
say
of time.
that we already talked to blah blah about the food, or whatever, I don't know.
The food is a state.
And they could also say, no, we wanna bring it to the planning board. You'd be surprised about how people can figure out what we need to do. And like I said, here we are, what, we have nothing coming in.
This, you cannot overrule the state,
What,
remember.
you can't overrule
The
the state?
state, when the state says it's thumbs up for the food,
Yeah.
you can't go and overrule it, you have no basis for it.
right.
Okay,
So, you say, did you, I mean, I'm sorry, I said you should be doing something, you should be looking at the list or something, you don't have to be perfect, but just, you know.
No, but I mean, as far as this case, we just talked about the fact
Yeah.
he's gonna be the continuing.
You're talking about him?
yeah.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck will
Right,
Yeah.
will
By the
be the
way,
continuing
yeah,
person
I agree
on
with
this,
that.
on this case.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
not
And you're gonna sit
I'm not
there.
gonna meddle in
Okay.
it,
right.
and that's what I meant when I'm not gonna do anything.
No, that's
And
it.
I'm just gonna come as an observer, so I kinda be up to
You
speed
can
on,
vote too, right?
what's.
No,
Oh, he
I
can't?
can't.
no,
Oh,
No.
okay.
Chuck's
I'll just be a-
ex
Oh,
officio.
I'll just be a member of the public.
Okay,
Correct,
so,
correct.
Okay,
so, but here's the thing, as things go on, you know, this could get worse and worse, because what's happening is a lot of stuff is being done which is actually necessary to do. We're in a civilized position here that we have to, you know, keep going. And we don't know what we're doing. Once again, you know, you don't wanna be talking about what happened to what that guy wants to do and have his candy to people.
No, but the thing is, I realize that too, that's
That's what-
why in the past, the building inspector was out of his league when it came to solar panels, we called the state in for help.
Are you talking about the same guy I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah,
He was out of his league,
yeah.
and so he called in his help.
Okay, now, I know we're not thinking, Chuck, this is the guy we talked about today.
Right.
Today?
I know, yeah.
And
Yes,
Don't tell me he's coming back.
what's that? What's you say?
Is it, it was an issue, he has an issue with the town because, we got the state involved and they made another checklist about solar panels.
Uh-huh,
I don't wanna go down that path now.
okay, but that, we don't wanna get off too much, but that's
Okay.
another issue.
Absolutely.
He was talking about, what was he talking about mostly?
Septic,
Septic tanks, anything
you
else?
know,
But that's your purview,
What's
that's
that?
the planning board's purview, to a small degree.
Yeah, well,
well, even
No,
you would
that's
say
not
that's
true.
a state
it
too.
is and it isn't, they
Based
can
on-
bring it up.
But it has to be a check mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, especially
Right.
from a planning board. I get that.
yeah,
Not the food prep.
not,
Yeah.
I don't think there should be a food prep check mark on this here. if they get shut down by the health department or something like that,
I would,
See, but that, you know, you're.
But the courtesy-
That's why I like you here, because you're right, you figure what's going on.
right,
You
but,
have to come
but the
on.
courtesy coming out of this office is, oh, you're gonna be serving food, make sure you go by the state, as a courtesy,
That would totally be a courtesy.
Talk to the guy at the
Sure,
state, right?
yeah.
or
as
something
a
like
courtesy,
that.
yeah.
not a check
I mean,
mark.
like if you wanna serve maple bourbon, you gotta talk to the liquor
state- yes.
commission, right? We don't have a liquor commission
You
check
got it.
mark on
I mean,
our,
it's
on our,
amazing how people figure this stuff out so quick.
Okay,
All right,
alright,
go forth and do good things,
yeah, what else?
get a checklist
That's
and
it.
move on, make sure they pass next time,
Yeah.
and stop them on the.
Check-
we're
checklist,
we're
we
moving
have
on
the
to second
checklist.
quarter
The checklist
expenses.
is there already, by the way.
I'm sorry?
The checklist is there.
Okay, but the thing is, as a chair, you should at least review it, so make sure she doesn't miss something, make sure she communicates with the applicant.
Okay. Who's supposed to do that, me?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
yeah.
You've done it before.
We have it
Yeah.
unanimous.
No. Son of a bitches. It should be her time, Joe. I enjoy working with her, but
She's new,
Yes.
Yeah.
and give her the benefit of the doubt,
Yes, okay.
but sometimes a little guidance can be
Take-
wonderful.
Take all your wisdom and help impart that to others.
Not all of it.
Moses.
Yeah.
The 10 Commandments of the planning board.
Yeah.
You know, I normally go to bed by now, you know, I mean, but I'm having fun with you guys.
Oh, baby.
You guys,
Yeah,
what
good.
the hell? Oh my God,
It's getting late.
8:46, I'm
Yeah.
dead.
Oh.
All right,
Thank you. First
Thank
of
you.
all,
Okay,
please,
Thank you.
yeah, don't forget, we're still talking about this problem.
I know,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
Okay,
thank you,
I-
thank
we-
you
we
for all
left-
your
We left
wisdom.
him on this project.
okay, you can go home now, everybody.
no,
we're
we-
not done.
Right.
We have a couple more items here.
okay, 6, Lean,
What
you're,
happened to Leo?
Okay,
He took a bathroom break.
yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you're
you.
welcome, all right, let's talk about revenues and expenses,
We
Which
can
went
go through
first?
expenses, it'll be quick.
okay?
This is your second quarter expenses to date. I ran it today because next week's expenses will be posted to the third quarter.
Okay,
So this is a pretty clear representative of what we have available percentage-wise. It's a little early for the board to be even concerned with anything in these line items.
legal is high,
Is there anything of note here?
I don't
Oh,
see,
planning legal. 19-20% left.
yeah,
but he has nothing coming in the pipeline, he said, that's the good news.
Yeah.
Appraisal services, 38%, that's probably appropriate, cause we paid probably for the past
right, and all we have is
reappraisal, right?
the last part of the, audit.
Cemetery's up a little bit high too,
They are in control of their budget.
okay,
Diesel town,
That's a
heating
float,
oil, highway, those only at 16% left.
there's some of these that are floating, they're ins and outs, so, under general government building, you can see gasoline town is over, because we just ran an invoice, and then at the end of the month, which is next week, we'll get a tally sheet from the road agent, and then we will do a journal entry,
Got it,
which will move the money back in and take it out of the department, so
okay.
some of it are just, they do move around slightly. There are several here that, don't get spent until the end of the year. Fire department is one of those departments. You'll see several of the lines that are still at 100%,
Yeah,
and they'll wait until the end of the year to see where they're at, but I can see that their part-time line, the chief line, the per diem line are all in really good shape right now.
really, it looks pretty good across the board.
Yeah, it really does. Solid waste, where we've had change here, we're still looking at, we're still in a good place for part-time wages, where there's some overtime, funds available. As Dave pointed out earlier, there's a line for, department equipment maintenance, there's still a fair amount there, and this is a large number.
This is, for transfer station?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, there's still 19,000.
22K, there's still 19 left.
Yeah.
It's too early in the year, though, some breaks, that will be high.
Things like the Old Home Day, won't be touched until we get closer to the event. Welfare, they've always done a good job in reaching out to other programs to help offset, any expenses, so we typically are good in that area. And then library, we pay them in advance so that their entire budget is dispersed by the end of October, beginning of November, so that is actually online. Bond payment's the same, and then KTFCA is part of the,
I'm gonna go to
Fine.
reviews now.
Yeah.
Any questions?
don't
Gentlemen,
know.
I'm happy with this.
I don't know anything.
It's pretty,
Okay.
No,
so revenues, again, we always manage to work with a conservative revenue budget with the hopes that we'll exceed that, at a higher budget, intake. The first line, current land use change tax, you can see there's none that's been collected to date. We do have two that are pending, we're looking at about $26,250. I anticipate that will get processed. The assessor, that we outsource for this information, has 18 months to process when the land is disqualified, so I still have two out there that are pending. These others are just no budgets or low budgets, and we typically come close to where we've currently budgeted for. The business licenses on the town clerk's section, I typed in the $79,939, I asked her for those numbers that she had collected to date for this month, because the export won't hit the software until next Tuesday. So we're actually way above our projected budget for the vehicle registrations, so she's already going to be, there'll be only 35% to collect from July to December, so I anticipate we're gonna have a good return on the vehicle registrations.
people buy new cars,
Yeah,
I
they
guess,
still are,
or
yep.
expensive cars.
Highway block grant is where it's at, the last two payments are usually higher than the first two, where they're at 54%. The federal forest PLT, flood control, rooms and meals, all of those don't get posted until the October, November, time period where we set the tax rate. And income from departments, what's driving that section is the recycling income. They're doing a good job in breaking things down and moving materials out to collect revenue, so we're at 48%. And so overall, year to date, we are at about 54% to our projected revenue at the June mark, so I don't anticipate that we will not make our budget goals.
well, and some of the big ones like room and meals, I mean, that's a huge bolo, so I think we're doing it very well.
Yeah, yep. It's still early in the year, but I like to keep the board.
And that doesn't count any of the Roman meals,
No,
right?
That's
a-
right.
So we're at
that's a big-
54% without that.
Right.
that's correct, and that's just including the June
And,
town
and it's
clerk revenue.
important, as we make a budget, I just want, you don't wanna overinflate your revenues, because you could have a really bad year.
Correct,
And,
and then you end up depleting your surplus.
right,
Because you still have to set the tax
I mean,
rate.
we have a surplus that we could use upon it, but I hate to do that, and,
Right. Okay, good,
That's it,
thank you.
mailbox items now.
Okay,
I got a leave request for a town employee, I'm gonna sign it, I have no issues with that.
What are the 2 days when you,
I'm trying
Now,
to take next Wednesday and Thursday,
Disregard,
but,
oh, sorry.
that's okay, it's a staycation, but there are a couple
Disregard.
of,
no,
Thank you.
there's some things I don't like to talk about.
I forget the camera's on.
yeah,
Okay. I'm sorry.
Good advertising.
there are some meetings that are scheduled for early next week, so I may have to participate in those.
Okay, that's taken care of, and then a quote from a sign company, talk about, we only have one quote in for a certain amount of money, I'm gonna leave that blank. Do we wanna get a second company?
Did you see the quote?
It's huge,
Yeah, I'm not happy with that price.
that's a quote.
yeah,
I don't know if anybody has any suggestions of who to call, but,
That's a lot of money, just three signs, right?
yeah, not the orange part, but just the
there's
sheet.
2
of
signs, isn't it?
No, three,
It's
Is
the
it
two
3?
signs, the
Oh.
one at Pages and the one at the south
Wow.
end.
2 signs.
Yeah,
Two
it's,
signs,
Yeah.
yeah, it sounds
Gosto.
expensive.
We gotta find, maybe we can call some other towns and see what sources, we gotta find some other
Somebody
sources.
suggested the
Prison,
prison? I don't know if they do
Maybe.
this type
Oh,
of,
yeah, they do that.
that type
Oh,
of,
yeah, they do,
I'm gonna
and
look
they do
into
great
that.
work.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, so that's a work in
So we'll,
progress.
yeah,
Lean,
We'll
I
brush
had
that
them
off.
do some signs for me a few years back, and nobody could match their, price.
price, oh, yeah, yeah,
And everybody that saw the signs couldn't believe. They
Wow,
were
okay, we're
beautiful.
gonna do that,
Oh.
I'll do that tomorrow.
Good.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion, public comment, Leo?
Yeah, I guess I got a little venting
you
to
have
do.
more?
No, that's it.
I just have.
Go ahead.
Well,
Two items.
There's some,
Oh, I
there's
got
another
oh,
herbicide application?
She lot,
Well, this is just,
I stand corrected.
oh,
Okay. We have a, just for road agent, would like to know if it can install a speed bump on Stark Highway into the P sec, okay.
Oh, the herbicide, Eversource.
do C, and I'll take over on D, how's that?
Okay,
Look up under your paperclip.
Oh. Under the paperclip, up at the very top of the page.
There's a C.
Right,
Take the next page.
this here, Mike.
C, okay, got it. C, okay. Eversource herbicide use, work will commence around August 17th, 2026. Where are they gonna use it?
It's in that memo, throughout the town and their easements for Eversource.
Okay, that should be on the public website,
Yeah,
website, please.
Do they do, are we talking the high power lines?
yeah,
Oh,
really?
the large power lines?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're, Eversource is in this area of town, so I don't
Oh,
know.
actually, the big one is,
Oh.
National Grid.
National Grid.
So it
Right.
might be the smaller power lines.
Yeah, it's gotta be this one.
Yeah.
National Grid.
But
You
they-
say the big one, meaning the one down
Yeah.
south?
Or the one that goes north-south in town?
You, by your house, actually.
Yeah,
By my
the one that
house.
crosses twist,
That would be Eversource.
that is
It's-
Eversource?
It is,
That's
but they own
Eversource.
both sides of the street.
Yeah, that would be Eversource.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So it'll be spraying down
I
there.
know
Herbicides.
National Grid usually, contacts me because of Tenny Brook. They contact ahead of time. I don't know if Eversource contacts.
They're supposed to
anybody.
send out postcards to the
Ahead of
abutting
time.
owners.
So where is the National Grid,
They're the ones that
Oh,
go
that's
this
the one
way.
It's a real
cuts
large
north-
one going
north
north
to
and
south.
south.
Yeah,
That's
Um,
completely separate.
crosses Robert Rogers Road,
Yeah.
near Eric Hodgman's property.
Yeah,
The
and
big,
then
large,
heads north towards,
And
Clinton Street.
up
It-
by
that-
Page's Corner across.
super high towers.
okay,
There's 3 super high towers.
wow.
It's NH 07 right away, wherever that is, NH 07.
Whatever.
Alright, this is gonna be put on the, for citizens have to know about this.
Yep.
Because we don't want hikers and all that stuff going up that day.
The landowner, butters should be notified
Yeah,
as
right.
well.
They
from
will.
that.
They will, but the thing is, just people hike and walk around the power lines. and
Well,
stuff.
any running waters also.
Yeah. Please pull this as
I
appropriate.
will, I will add.
Alright, and please talk about D now.
Alright, so I met with the joint loss committee this past Wednesday, and there were several things that came up that are still in the pending, items. One of which was the road agent had been before the board to, talk about slowing down the traffic through the town parking lot here, and, it came up again at the joint loss, so he wants to know if he has the go-ahead, because this is the time of year where he can work it into his paving budget work, to install a speed bump. It's a table which is square instead of the round, I think, and it said, this is the same estimate he had gotten, brought to the board, several months ago, $2,500, and then there'll be 2 additional signs announcing that on each direction is.
So right at the
speed
B?
bump. Right
Where
here in the B.
exactly, over here?
This-
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
At the triangle.
okay.
With the, they
Over
people
it.
appreciate the flowers.
Right over it.
I thought we had already approved this.
I thought you
But
did too, but it
only
came up.
one end, this end, but not the other end?
No, because it's a little bit different, there'd be either this diagonal north and south, or across the other in front of another private
Oh,
entity, so they just, I think
Oh,
we
so
want to
just
attempt
this
this.
side.
We're only gonna do this one
That's correct.
here. So,
Yeah.
because the main speed happened to be people coming off 13
And
Oh.
they're
into
going-
here,
yeah,
so the speed table was to be
Oh.
only at this entrance over here.
Yeah.
okay,
I have no issue with this.
yeah,
They
Okay,
come
so-
out at $2,500 out of our maintenance fund.
Right,
Yeah.
Makes
and I
sense.
thought we had already
Alright.
I
approved
thought
it,
so
but
too, but
let's
I-
just, let's reconfirm that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll make
I-
a motion to approve $2,500, up to $2,500, for the,
for the
installation
speed
of a speed table bump at Stark Highway entrance, B intersection,
Plus
Okay.
2 signs.
plus 2 signs.
Yep,
I'll second that.
No
Any
discussion.
No discussion,
discussion.
all in favor?
Aye.
alright.
Second item, Lean?
During the joint loss, there was, concerns of, security in the different, departments or within their offices. and the town clerk brought it up again, wanting to know if the town was considering, installing any type of security camera. She said she was interested in putting one in her office, and Chief Remillard did mention that if you do it in one office, you need to do it throughout the whole building, and it should be outside and inside if you're gonna do the both. I didn't know if the board is interested in me pursuing an estimate to see what something like that would cost. We are working on trying to, adjust, doorknobs to make sure that the doors stay latched, but because her office is shared with the tax collector through the back room into the kitchen for egress, she doesn't have any control knowing whether someone is coming into her office through the tax collector's office when they're coming into the, building, so I don't know how the board feels.
I'd like to get an estimate on that,
Sure.
Get an estimate, yeah,
And take it,
yeah, take it from there.
and
Okay.
see where they'd recommend the cameras and how many cameras.
okay,
And the thing is, I don't know if we need to do outside the building too, I like to get it, make it
Maybe the main entrance.
granulize it, in other words, if we did minimal cameras inside, then what would be additional cameras outside?
okay,
Agree, gentlemen?
Agreed, yeah,
I'd like to see it a la carte if I could.
so come up with a plan of the layout, what they propose would be best, and
Let's
then bring
go
it
from
back
there.
to the board.
But I think it's external to the building, do we need cameras?
I mean, if the system's getting put in, I don't think it's a bad idea to have them on the doors.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
the entrance,
let's see the cost,
the
though.
main entrance doors at least.
And then include monitoring costs too.
I would think the
I
exterior
think
would
what,
be more important
the
than the
police
interior.
department just had installed there is strictly a,
So is someone in here.
data collection on a drive
Okay,
that
That rewrites it.
in 30 days, or
30
you can
days.
set it for so many
I'd
days.
go with a very similar item, and that's
Yeah.
not to be monitored by anybody.
Correct, there's no monitoring fee.
Okay, good.
Okay,
But Chief Remillard did recommend if we go this route, that we really need to put in place a policy of who gets to review the, videos and who manages the,
Does he have a policy we can leverage?
I can ask him.
Like,
And it signs you being recorded. Remember those?
Yes, that's required,
That's
yeah.
required.
And then, while we were, going over several of the items, I did have the handyman come into the office, he's already taken care of the door lock on the tax collector's office, that's been, secured. Replaced several, light bulbs, and the only thing still pending is that exterior light, we have to get on the ladder to see if it's the bulb.
the parking lot or on the building?
The parking lot, the pole,
Yeah.
the sensor, and it hasn't been going on, we'll be able to tell
Oh,
you.
it hasn't?
Yeah, the last
Yeah,
two.
and-
we didn't notice.
For the, last two times that we were here late, I noticed
You would know
personally,
it because you leave.
right when I was under the sign, the post, that it came on, but Jennifer said that when she left after me, it didn't turn on, so I don't know if it's,
Oh.
I'll have to take a look at that.
And please have the handyman check with Greg at the transfer station, he still has projects to be done down there.
Oh, he's working
Okay,
by his side, doing a great job, he's doing.
okay.
I went to the reptile show briefly today over at the library. I wonder if we wanna just put, when there's a downtime for the handyman, is to just clean the filters in the lobby, AC units.
Okay.
You know, there's two of them, the cassette units in the first floor and then
Yeah.
the second floor at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
It's a super simple thing, you just pull down a thing
And air-
and there's a filter that they just need to rinse off with water,
Yeah, okay,
and then you can put it back up. It looks like they may not have been done before, I don't know how long they've been there.
I would say maybe 2 years, I don't recall
Sure.
them being done last year, but we did
It's-
do it
it's
at
overdue then.
least, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
if you could do that.
okay,
Okay.
I think I completed the
You
snapshot.
did, yes.
I did.
We can confirm you completed the mailbox items.
You know, for my defense, the town administrator pointed out to me, oh, we're gonna have these items here on the mailbox. She didn't tell me about the second page.
Oh,
You fooled me. Okay, I'd like to make a motion, we go to non-public per RSA.
Excuse me?
oh, public comment.
Public comment,
Okay, go for it. I stand corrected.
you're lost tonight.
No, I'm watching that time.
Okay, I wanna vent a little here.
Sure.
I don't understand why we have 3 people working in not tax collector, the clerk's office, because, we get more people there and less service. And I went 3 times to register my vehicle. And the last time I had to come in and get clarification on some bad information that my wife was given, and I had to wait 15 minutes because of the training going on. Now, if she's spending all her time training, maybe if we didn't have that 3rd person, she could do some work instead of training and save some money and save a lot of people some hassles. When I came in the first time, Lean can tell you, there were a lot of people upset that day.
Oh, I got 2 phone calls that day.
Yeah, I know, you got one from me. So it's kinda like unnerving that we gotta pay for all of that in that office to get less and less service out of it. Doesn't even make any sense to me.
You're ahead of me talking about it, but I was gonna talk about it when it came back to me today.
Okay,
So you're
well,
very
you can
ahead.
continue it.
Anything else, Leo?
Nope, just wanna let you know,
No,
no,
so
I'm not the
noted.
only one who's not happy
So
about
noted.
this either.
And, you beat me to the punch tonight.
Well, like I said, you can continue it.
So,
You wanna continue this a little bit?
the date that Leo's talking about is June 19th, fell on a Friday. And typically in the past, the clerk has taken off the day before or the day after as her observation, or her department observing the holiday. And,
On what basis?
she's an elected official, she doesn't report to anyone, I did question her with that, so, I think she has a better understanding, but I do wanna get onto the website, cause there's another holiday next Friday, for the 4th of July on a Saturday, so I believe that she's posting that she will be closed again next Thursday. But
Gee.
what I'm trying to explain to her is that she has 2 deputies that she's working with. One's an assistant, one's an official deputy. And I tried to get her to understand that it might be in her best interest to utilize these 2 individuals on the day that she is posting closed, rather than closing it entirely and having
Right.
nobody in the office.
Right.
So,
Right.
you're her equal, so you can talk to her about it. We can't force her to do anything that she isn't prepared or doesn't want to do.
If
But
you're
I
not
did
gonna,
explain
if
to
you're not
her.
gonna
But the
use
thing
all
is,
that extra help you, why do we have it?
Agreed.
Right, she did outline that it's possible, that what if her help isn't available on that day, but I don't know the true.
And the thing is, maybe, you know, the simple solution to that is, it's a job. If you can't
Exactly.
work when I ask you to work, maybe I should look for new jobs, a new person to take the job. That's a consideration.
The way I look at it is if it's closed Friday anyways, why does she have to close Thursday for the 4th of July? She's already getting Friday off. Jesus. She's got a plum job.
Oh, so she's taking a day,
Observed holiday on Thursday because she doesn't work on Fridays, and it's
Right.
a holiday,
oh,
and she falls under the
But
umbrella of
she's
full-time.
salary though, she's salary.
She's
She's
salary.
salary.
And a salary can make she can work 1 day a week and that could be her work week. There's
Well,
no,
I think
she
she
doesn't
feels-
fall into the personnel plan per se.
I think she feels she's entitled to a holiday because she's a full-time employee.
Mhm.
Even though she doesn't work on a Friday, if a holiday gets declared on a Friday, she feels
To
that
take
she
another
should
day.
take another day as that holiday.
so
That
and
sounds reasonable, but
it
if
sounds
you
reasonable,
have
but if you
somebody
have,
to
if you
fill
have,
in.
yeah, if you have deputies or.
That's
Yeah,
what,
have the deputies fill in
Yeah.
that day, so that at least the office is open.
I think the office is to serve the people also, not
Right.
just yourself. I mean, sorry that you're you can't have that holiday on Thursday, but, what about the people you're supposed to be serving?
Yeah,
Right
we
now,
can-
I
we can-
see
we
that
can- We can
office
chat
is
with her, we can
useless.
recommend, I will chat with her if you want me to, as a member of the board, representing the board. And, with Lean, I think we could both talk to her about it, but the thing is, we can't mandate because it's not we have no authority over her except the budget line. And the
Exactly.
thing is, the budget line, if
No.
she's not gonna use her deputies effectively, maybe next year when the budget comes around, you could withhold money for the person that she's not utilizing effectively.
Yeah.
That's draconian, I don't wanna go draconian, I wanna use common sense here, and go from a positive point of view, keep it open to serve the public.
Yeah,
Well, originally, I mean, in the past, our last clerk, she didn't get all that kind of help all the time.
No, but in fairness, the thing is, our town is a little bit bigger too, so I'm not gonna,
Well, yeah, it's a little bit bigger, but not by that much, come
we
on.
grew 7% this past year.
Yeah, 7% of
The last
3,000
5 years.
is what? Come on.
No, but the thing is, I think, I'd like to chat with her and see if there's some wiggle room there and make it a positive thing, not a negative thing.
I think the conversation I had with her after Leo left the building was a little strong in the beginning, and then we came to a more
But it appears,
professional discussion, and I advised her in several ways, but I suspect that this coming week, it's gonna be, if it's not already posted, cause she did ask me when would be a good time
but the
to
thing
post.
is, obviously, it went on deaf ears.
Sure,
Yeah.
listen, I also, Lean transferred me to her phone. I let it ring 20 times, no pickup.
I don't know why
So,
that's
you
happening.
know, she, whether she
I don't
shut
have
down
a-
completely or whatever, I don't get it.
I have to look at the settings on her phone, because she could have it in a conference mode or a busy mode or.
Okay, gentlemen, input? Dana?
well, I think there should be an expectation that Thursday is a regular business day and the office should be open, you know, somehow.
I do too, with other,
You
with
know,
other
it's a
staff
regular
available.
business day, so the deputies should cover. If they have to have their schedule changed.
Because because that's not considered a holiday for them,
Right,
No, it's
Correct.
not.
right.
so,
Why are they getting off? There's no reason why both of them could work.
Right.
I know in the past there's been statements about they're not capable of doing certain things, but I believe that they are capable now.
Yes,
I believe the deputy is.
I think you're
Yes,
correct.
yes.
And if they're not capable by now, we have a problem.
There you go, we're paying, like I said, we can't be paying for her to be training someone. If she's spending all her time training someone, she shouldn't be working then.
Right, there's gotta be a transition from
It doesn't
trainee
make
to
sense.
worker.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You're not,
Okay.
just gonna be a
Okay.
teacher.
Shall I,
You have consensus, I think, up here from.
yeah,
I hope so, yeah.
consensus?
Consensus, yes,
The third is not a holiday for part-timers.
It is not.
right.
Why can't they be staffed and to open the office?
Well, you're even saying the second. You're
I'm
saying
sorry,
she-
the second, I stand
Yeah,
corrected.
The second
the
is
second.
July,
the Thursday.
It's
Yeah.
Thursday, that's right, I
July
stand corrected.
second.
The third, at least, that's
Understood.
been a published unopened day for that office, right?
Right.
The Fridays,
Correct,
okay.
it's always been closed.
No, not,
But
yeah.
the second is a different story.
Right,
Right.
and, it goes back to the whole idea.
I don't think that office should be closed on July second.
I think we all agree, consensus.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leo.
Any other public comment?
No,
You wanna help plant flowers?
I'm on, I gotta leave.
I know you do.
Okay, I'm gonna, Lean, you got more information for the board? Dana, up to you.
I just wanted to mention the fire department chicken barbecue is on Sunday. There's 2 servings, 12 to 2 and 3 to 5, and you have to buy your tickets
Got 'em.
in advance.
I am Freddie sells them.
Mine.
Already got mine.
I have mine.
Okay, we are all good.
That's all I got.
I'm all set.
Okay, and remember, it's a donation, so please, if you can, take advantage of it. It doesn't go to the police department, it goes to the fire association.
Mhm.
And, they do a lot of things, like they donate some of their proceeds towards equipment for the town.
Right,
It's their
exactly,
whole-
that's what
their
they do,
sole
yeah.
purpose, I think, is to raise money and have it available when they need it.
Yeah, special items when they can't quite afford it. Okay, I think we're good. I think, first of all, before we end, will Lean and I talk to, Jennifer tomorrow then? She may not be in tomorrow.
She's not there tomorrow.
Tomorrow's
But,
Friday.
first thing next week,
Sure.
okay?
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
good
gonna
with that.
go ahead.
We'll convey I wanna back up with Lean, I'll be the backup.
Yeah,
Okay,
And so Lean, I think we should do it together,
yeah, that's fine.
okay? thank you.
Yeah.
And I wanna make it a positive thing,
Mhm.
and because I don't wanna make it a negative thing, there's no reason that we have to be negative about it, because I think as Leo said, it's about service to the community.
Can you
That's
look
what
at
it
the
is.
website, see if
Supposed to
it's
be.
posted for next Thursday? I think she's already updated her,
And if it is, take it off tomorrow.
well, if there's nobody there, then we have people coming in,
No, but, okay, we'll discuss.
yeah.
Okay, then I'll make a motion to go non-public per RSA 91 alpha, sub